to give you a quick demo of our CTN Network website, ctnnetwork.net. Join our community. It is free. You just type in ctnnetwork.net, and this is the homepage right here. And if you want to create an account, you would just click up here and create new account right here. Sign up with your email, or you can sign up with just clicking on Facebook or Google. So you can sign up with your Facebook account or your Gmail. So I'm already signed up, so I'm going to click in Gmail right here, and it's going to log me in. And as you can see, this is our homepage. Click on creators right here, and this shows you all the CTN family members that are content creators. Everybody is on here. If you want to go to one of their YouTube channels, for example, if you want to go to Crypto Talk Now, just click on channel, and it takes you right over to the YouTube channel for that particular creator. And you click on community. This is our community right here. We do have a forum, and this is a forum where you can post things, you can interact with one another. And there's also a blog right over here that we post our own content on. And if you click on CTN Studios, you can watch our live show and other content creators' live shows right through this CTN Studios. We do have advertisements for some of the content creators. There's the Crypto Smith, there's Waddy, the Crypto Hunter, and we also have live charts for the ISOs right in this box right here. We have a feature where you click on the heart if you want to donate to us. You can donate with Ethereum or Binance, BNB. And also, if you click on this button right here, we're going to have a call-in feature, which is already live. If you want to call us, just click on the green icon, the green phone icon, and click on call now. And during the show, between 9:15 and 10, when we announce it, when Max is on or when I'm on with Max, we will start accepting phone calls, and you guys can be live with the show. If you want to turn your video on, you can come on camera as well. So good stuff there. Now back onto the homepage. If you click on members, you can see all the people that are members here. All these people here, like Chaka just signed up, Gills33, Miguel. All these people here are members of our community. So you guys can sign up, and then you can chat with one another. So you can either click over here, message right here. So what I'm going to do, guys, is I'm just going to welcome him. I'll send him a quick message, and then I can click enter or just a little arrow. If you want to message somebody else, you can click on message, or you can go right over here into members chat and go ahead and message them and create a new chat if you want by clicking this little button right here. Now also, if you scroll down here, you can see some of the past videos that our content creators in our content creator family have created. You can go in here and watch some of the recorded videos. They're scrolling down here. Just choose one to watch. And that's it, guys. Thank you for watching this brief demo. Make sure you sign up so you can interact and be part of the community when we are not on the live show.
Hello and good evening, everyone. Glad to be here with you tonight for some Crypto Talk Now. We, of course, will get into our particular lineup that we have. But on top of that, I just simply ask everyone to smash that like if you haven't done so already. And if anything, we will get into the comments right now. So let's go ahead and do that. Thanks again for being here tonight. And let's jump into welcoming everybody. All right, so we're going to start things off with Tim Shea, who says, hey, thank you for being here, Tim. Really appreciate you. On top of that, Space Chick was here first. Oh, cool. Yeah, I dropped by her stream earlier today. And if anything, was glad to, say what's up and support her. And was it Volted NZ? They had a nice stream earlier this morning. Selma Fudd says Taco Tuesday. Yeah, that always sounds good. Thanks for being here, Selmo. McDizzle's here. He says, yo, Taco Tuesday got the cheese. She tasting the Kool-Aid. Taco Migo the plug. Guadalupe Bert. She gonna do what the group say. Thank you for the 99-cent super chat. Appreciate it. Salamander says, hello, everyone. Thank you for being here, Salamander. And Stevie's here with a great-looking Terminator avatar. Hello, all. KK says, warn your friends about the danger of CBDC. And let me just adjust this real quick because it kind of got warmer today. Hold on. There we go. Yeah, they will dictate how you spend your money. Thank you for being here, KK. Appreciate you as well. All right, let's see here. But yeah, you guys are welcoming each other. Brian Dowie is in the house. Thank you for being here, Mr. Brian Dowie. Brian Dowie says, sup, Max. Understand if you don't read this comment. I am reading it. Boomer F and Sooners here. Good to have you here, Mr. Boomer. Thank you. All right. Let's see where we're at. Trying to see where we're at. All right, let's see where we're at. GS is in the house. Thank you for being here. Hello, is the GS we're looking for. Lionel Richie. Tim Shea says, guys, when we buy this muff token to hold our bone, life will change for the better. Get in fast. Wow. What a statement. All right. Brian always says, Tim, facts. Yes. KK, please purchase your crypto now. Quantity limited. No coupon needed. That's a good point, too. All right, let's go further down. Speaking of hello, is it me you're looking for? It is Menelec we're looking for. Lionel Richie. Yes, thank you for being here, Menelec. I went ahead and retweeted a couple of Menelec's tweets. Thought they were great tweets. Jeez. And of course, we'll share that on the live. Believe it or not, to start off the show. So news headlines would be XRP. You guys realize a lot of course, what happened today with the whole target on, CZ and, Binance and stuff like that. We can get into that for just a brief bit. But, yeah, definitely want to recognize Mr. Menelec as some of his particular tweets. Let's see here. On top of that, we have Centrifuge. Welcome. Glad to have you here. And let's see. We're going to welcome a few more people. Sean Francis is here. Hey, Stellar might break 10 cents tonight. Yeah. It's cool stuff, eh? All right. Glad I doubled my position when I felt as though it was at bottom. And so, yeah, nothing wrong with doing some of these things, all right? Not financial advice, but we all got to do what we got to do. We got to take advantage of when it's rock bottom. And as the saying goes, back the truck up, or I guess that's an overused statement, but it's true. All right. Smash that like if you haven't done so already. And let's see here. Brian Dowie says, John Francis, Stellar runs when XRP runs. That's a good point. All right. Let's see. Mr. Blackwood's in the house. Evening, everyone. Ready to knock everything out of the park with some of those fist dabs. Menelec says, I hope XRP can close above 55 cents so we can bounce up to 75 cents. We don't typically do this all the time. I am going to feature, shout out to 2-Bit Crypto. He did a video shortly before our stream, and I had just a quick amount of time to review it. I did a really good job. So in regards to what Menelec is stating about hoping XRP can close above that 55 cent mark, since 2-Bit, I guess, does a little bit of that technical analysis, and, we do feature him on our site. I thought I would, just kind of give him a little bit more recognition. Not that he needs that. He's doing really well on his own particular, channel. But yeah, we'll definitely show that video. Because you know what? Sometimes a person needs credit where credit's due. All right. Let's see here. GS is taking a drink. KK says, hello, Larry and Maximus, the crypto professor. Well, thanks for that. I did reply to your, your comment on YouTube in regards to that. It's a title I've been getting since I imagine since May of last year, and it's cool. Technically speaking, in real life, I can't claim to be a professor. I could claim to be as high as an instructor, but not a professor. I have to have a doctorate, 1 degree away from that with my MBA. But my dad and other people have encouraged me to get my doctorate. The only problem is that would have been an extra 4.5 years of college. Just didn't really want to do that route. But you never know. Maybe in the future, if I decided to teach at the university, do something like that, I don't know. It just looks like it would be a lot more extra student loan debt, and I just don't need more of that. But thank you for that. All right, Centrifuge, Big Max, what's good? What's good is you guys, right? Was it ODB and all them? They're like, what's good in the hood? What song is that? Ghetto Superstar. Wow, I can't believe I just mentioned that on the live. All right. John Francis, yes, hello back to you. Bobby Lorete, welcome back. Good evening, CTN fam. Thank you for being here. Menelec Safe Moon being hacked was bad news. Yep, liquidity is lost. Really, like, I don't even know what to say. I don't know what to say. They have that V2 was back in 2021. And people held. I think that's like the Titanic at this point. Anyway, Mr. Lambo's Crypto Talk XRP pump due to some good news on the horizon. Yes, there is some good news on the horizon. Hold on a second. I need to read this comment. You're just dabbing Bobby. All right. Mr. Lambo says XRP pump due to some good. Yep, I read that. Crypto Homes 777. Hello, everyone. Is it Crypto Homes we're looking for? I'm not gonna say Lionel Richie, but thank you for being here. And let's see here. River says, good evening. Welcome. John Francis, stellar, very stubborn, reaching 10. Brian Dowie is dabbing Mr. Lambos. All right. So Menelec being here first is a sign of enthusiasm for the show. Very true. Brian Dowie saying 777 and giving the dab. All right, let's go further down. Brian Dowie saying what's up to River, giving him the dab. All right. So we're going to go further down and also welcome Miguel. And I swear we're going to get into the show in just a bit. Brian Dowie saying LOL, thanks, Max. Yes. And with the triple dab. Boom, boom, boom. All right. Menelec says CBDCs are coming. The problem is the slippery slope of programmability to keep people safe. That's a very good true statement. Once again, Brian Dowie saying what's up to Miguel. Boom. All right. We did have a super chat come in. I will bookmark Brian Dowie's comment, and then I will jump into the super chat, see where we're at. Let's see here for a second. Also want to welcome Cool Cat Crypto. I just saw you came in. The cat has entered. Sam Under. Everyone is making money on this channel with XRP. Time to help Max with some super chats, people. Let's give some moolah to Mr. Max. Thanks. Well, I appreciate it. I mean, my main thing is I just want to see us grow. I mean, super chats are great. But yeah, there is a lot of hard work that is put into this. Daily shows, as you guys know, since was it April 18th or something like that, 19th of 2022. So we're approaching that 1-year anniversary. We put out recorded content, live shows. I'm also trying to finally get our forums going. So I did drop a little write-up there. I'm going to try to get that going more often. You guys are going to see me tweet more often about the site. But I don't know. Just trying to encourage people to use some of the utility that we have. But Salamander, thank you, man. I appreciate it. I was actually kind of, I was pretty stressed out before I came on here. And sometimes it's hard to turn the frown upside down. But, I got a lot of anxiety right now. And, like a lot of people, you might have a rough, hard day. And you just want to kick back, relax. You don't want to hear about people's problems, but we do come together under one common theme, and that is this whole thing of crypto and why it matters so much. So thank you, man. I really appreciate your ongoing support, Mr. Salamander. Always appreciate seeing you in the chat. And also always appreciate seeing you in the comments of the recorded videos, especially with XDC. So can't thank you enough, man. Really appreciate it. All right, saw Coochie Boy entered as well. Magic Power, a few other guys. I'm just gonna jump back to where I was so I don't lose my bookmark. And maybe I'll welcome a couple more people. Yeah, again, welcome Coochie Boy. I'm going to read this and then we will jump into the news. Blackwood says, watch a Crypto Lulu vid today interviewing one of the people behind CBDCs and R3 Corda. Very cool. I'll have to check up on that. Before we continue, not that Crypto Lulu is going to watch your show, but I just want to state this, okay? And that is, I think he's one of the best content creators out there. He has not just the XRP Army's best intentions at heart, he brings it with solid delivery, with solid news, updates, connecting the dots, all that stuff. So shout out to him. And I understand that, you know, a lot of times like he does, he's featured with 3T Warriors Academy. I don't think he's like officially part of them, but he's always featured with them. So all those guys, man. I mean, 3T Warriors Academy, Verson, obviously, he does podcasts and, you know, live shows and recorded as well. Great content creator. But yes, he mentioned privacy being one of the focuses of CBDC development. We'll see. That's a good statement. Miguel's in the house again. Welcome. And let's go ahead and bookmark this. Let's jump into our news coverage that we have here tonight for you guys. Let me get my banners going. I meant to have this all set up. I do apologize, guys. I had a bunch of broken dishes that fell on the floor. My dad fell asleep and I don't know, something startled him. He dropped dishes and I was like, oh, I was trying to scramble to clean it all up, but it's okay. Stuff happens. Let me get some of the things popped up real quick and let me get our brand going. There we go. There we go. Looked a little virtually naked, if you know what I mean. All right. So Equilibrium, I also saw you here. He says, hi, Max. I see you got the P on your hat for CPH. No, it's the P for Portland, my hometown. This is the Portland Diamond Project on the inside of the hat. It says no rest till opening day. But that's okay. People want to call it that. That's fun. All right. So let's see. Let's jump into our news coverage that we have for you guys. Let's start things off with, believe it or not, a community member and also XRP. So we have this from Mr. Mentalette. And look at this. I thought I would share this with you guys. And it states, XRP after clarity will be a safe haven asset, a financial instrument that is expected to retain or even gain value during periodic or periods of economic downturn. Yes, very true. It's just well said, you know, and sometimes I do like to feature some of you guys, not just, you know, random people we get the news from. But yes, thank you to Menelect. Here's another great tweet from Menelect. I went ahead and retweet this. There will never be more land, water, or XRP. Obviously, you get it, right? Yes, love that statement. So I'd start things off that way. On top of that, we have this right here. I meant to show some of this yesterday, but we, of course, we're putting the focus on Cypherium. So some of you guys have seen this. This is from Crypto Mike, right? And, you know, Mr. Crypto Bellwether probably won't agree with this chart, but that's okay. Check out some of the things that are mentioned here, right? You might not have seen this particular one, but how about this, you know? Understanding when we talked about, you know, connecting the lines and so on, right? A lot's, you know, mentioned here. Ripple, real-time cross-border settlements for institutional transactions on the Interledger protocol. How about this for size? IOTA. We don't talk about that enough. We probably should, right? If we're always talking about Jasmine, why not mention more of IOTA? That would make sense. Or Constellation DAG, right? Because of data. And of course, maybe that's something we actually will start doing more often. It just, let's face it, we do already have a big lineup, but those definitely deserve to have enough praise and mention in the same breath. Of course, they're part of the whole mix of ISO 222. Algorithm, I'm personally into that, but the whole thing is this is a great visual representation, and I'm glad that there's people part of our community who take the time to share this and get it out. And that's, of course, why I am trying to show you guys a little bit of this. So, many times we have talked about an app, but I like to just call it that instead of just, spelling it out. International Association of Trusted Blockchain Applications bridges public and private developers with regulators and policymakers to better blockchain technology. Look at this consensus. It allows nodes and network to verify transactions. What about the guard time? 100% data privacy, blockchain network and system protection, SAP Ariba, cloud-based service to let suppliers and buyers connect on a single platform. But look how it's all connected. I mean, Hyperledger, XLM, Stellar, transfer digital currency to fiat globally. IBM, blockchain public cloud service used to be secure, the securing of networks. I guess that's a little bit of a typo. We, of course, talk about R3 Corda quite often, but it's a really good visual representation. Some of you guys have heard some of these things. Shout out to Crypto Lulu once again, Verson. They're always talking about, precious metals. I think Zach Rector might be having a stream as we speak, or did earlier. He had a special guest talking about precious metals, right? So, like you see right here, it says XRP, right? Backed by gold, Stellar, silver, for instance. So people say, is it really debatable about XCC with copper? But you get the gist of some of these representations. There's a little bit more from that. So that's from Crypto Mike. I'll show this. Another one from Crypto Mike. And, I didn't get a chance to really talk about this yesterday because our focus was basically on Cypherium. But here it is. Let's blow that up for a second. XRP versus the global transfer of markets, right? Look at this for a second. A lot of times here at CTN, we talk about this whole concept of what? We talk about Nostra Vostra. I think it was about 2 weeks ago, we were pointing out what Crypto Bellwether was mentioning, and rightfully so. I mean, it's good to be objective of anything. But one of the key things that was not mentioned for that outline was the whole thing of Nostra Vostra. So, let's just take a brief moment to get into that. I'm going to pull this up in a way you can see it maybe just a little bit better. There we go. So, it may look a little smudged because I'm blowing it up more. But, this does really mean something. And we should take more of a look into this. So as you can see right here, XRP market size 30 billion, roughly currently, right? That's fluctuating. I mean, we've had a jump. And, this is really cool stuff to see what's going on with XRP. Some people complain about, like they want to see instant, dollar blast off. But in reality, I'm not complaining about some of these steps that we're getting to when it comes to Ripple's XRP. And of course, Ripple's XRP is going to make some of our headlines to start things off with, because a lot of things have been moving with XRP. XRP market cap, like I mentioned, roughly in that 30 billion range, right? It says Western Union, it's 80 billion. Global non-cash transactions equal out to be 577 billion per annum. Now, in regards to $5 transactions per day with Swift, right? Now, of course, Swift is currently still the big player, and there's no denying that, right? But look at where we're at when it comes to, like what you see right here, 27 trillion. And it's hard to read this, but it basically states idle in foreign bank accounts, Nostra Vostra, right? What does that represent? Well, you need a visual sometimes. So 27 billion, 27 trillion, not billion, right? In Nostra Vostra, there's a visualization of that. Look how many times more, a little over 5 times more than what Swift is doing per day, right? And that's something else. What do we know that can solve this issue? Well, it's Ripple's XRP with on-demand liquidity. As you can see on the right side, there's this whole thing about the change of scale. You have global transfer market, Swift plus Fedwire. I know this is hard to read, but I did try to blow up as much as I could. Swift plus Fedwire plus chips plus Western Union plus MoneyGram plus transfer smudged right there, plus payments, like it says. That's, times 100, basically. That equals 2.7 quadrillion. And if anything, I mean, this, of course, is from 2018. It's a while back, but the point is, it's still valid to this day. I mean, you can adjust some of these figures. In regards to that size ratio, it says how many times, of course, X is XRP, market cap smaller in comparison to other markets. Imagine what the price of the XRP would be if Ripple X Rapid replaced some of these money markets. I know it's really hard for you guys to read that. I can read right here, but that's the whole point. When we talked about this for a while, understanding the whole concept of, I honestly think this is something that gets kind of like, we do mention it, but you don't get an actual visual. So, boom, Nostra Vostra. Why do we mention that? Here's a perfect visual representation of that. And again, accessing the big chunk that you see here, this big thing, right, through Ripple's ODL is an absolute game changer. And of course, when we get all of this fully implemented, with this whole thing with ISO 222, that's one of the key things, to see all these systems 100% live, fully implemented. No more, no hangups. Because let's face it, guys, there's going to be banks that are on, fully on board when it comes to this, and there's going to be ones in which that have some issues. It's just that way it goes. I mean, it's somebody call that a financial version of what? A financial version of, basically, I guess you could say, to a sense, procrastination, right? Some people are just not on board across the board. No pun intended. All right, I'm going to do one more. I'm going to kick it back into the comments. So we showed you guys that. That was cool stuff. I'm going to give a shout out to Mr. Brian Dowie, and that is this right here. And we'll get into some of Tim Shea's information, research he shared with us in regards to Triple X. We'll do a brief intro tonight in regards to that. Why are we going to do that? Because of the quantum financial system. Just like with, say, Ethereum, how originally we didn't recognize them, but they were part of the ISO 222 mix. How about this? XX, part of the QFS. It needs recognition. So Radar, this person here, says breaking. And of course, this was, I believe, this is today. So this is this morning. 5 major banks rated over 100 billion fraud in France. In regards to those banks, you have HSBC, Societe Generale, BNP Paribas, Exane, Natixis, and so on. And I don't have the video. I meant to have this, but some of you guys have shared actual video footage that shows people in Paris are rioting. They're going crazy. Using some police previously joined up with them, but of course, some police still have to do their job and try to, not have these people go completely berserk. There can't be anarchy, but there was that, right? And I think this is the biggest I could blow it up. There's HSBC, Societe Generale, and so on, right? And if anything, I mean, there's a lot of other people, like in the comments, they're ticked off. HSBC in the Philippines are liars and thieves. This guy says, and yet they say crypto is used for fraud and money laundering. Yeah. Now, how about this? I think a few of you guys mentioned this. The White House wants to say that crypto is not worth anything. Okay. If that's the case, then you shouldn't be taxing it. Yeah. They all want their hands out when it matters the most. Anyway, thought I kicked it off with that to start things off with. Let's go ahead and kick it back into the comments. Thank you so much for being here tonight. Smash that like if you haven't done so already. And if anything, let's see where we're at. So let's go further down. We have, for instance, Miguel says, is he buying some more H-bar? Cool stuff. Glad to see that. Tonight, I don't think anything new and fresh that really caught my eye in regards to H-bar. Something should pop up on the stream. I'll try to get it. But yes, and I also want to welcome again. I already welcomed you earlier, but Equilibrium, thank you. I already read that comment. Blackwood states Ripple and Casper teaming up to create a circle of ecosystems among XRP, Casper, HBAR, and other ISOs. Latest Kevin Cage video. I believe I have that one. Yes, it's not from Kevin Cage, but I think it's a reiteration from Mason versus Louise, if I'm not mistaken. Let me see if I have that. I do. So, if anything, since we're on the subject of it, I can just jump right to that briefly. Let's get into that for just a brief second. So, I will get into some more comments, but that's a good one. And I thought, this might as well just keep it on topic. So, Mason versus Louise share this, and again, some other people share it. Kevin Cage, so on. So it says breaking Casper partnership with Ripple's XRP could be coming soon. Also potential for Algorand plus Casper, each bar plus Casper. This makes me 10x more bullish on just that Casper. And he did give credit to Kevin Cage. That was cool. So yes, I'm on top of things. I did see that as well. This was posted roughly, 9 o'clock this morning and so on. We're going to go ahead and play this. It's about 2 minutes. Let's get into the subject about these particular partnerships. Big day for Casper, obviously. All right, so smash that like if you have this already. And if this is the Casper segment you're waiting for, well, here you go.
Okay, and now topic connection to the other crypto communities.
Yes.
So we have a nice relation with the XRP community, right? Kevin Cage and Cash. That's two of the greatest supporters of the Casper ecosystem. But you have a nice story to tell.
Yes. So I met also XRP or Ripple representative in Paris blockchain. They had also a very nice booth over there. We had like at least half an hour conversation about how Ripple is working, how Casper is utilizing their strong points, and what could be the synergy here. So the outcome of this is that we would like to connect our business development teams and find the best possible use case for both systems to coexist together. We have our own strength, and I think it would be a waste to utilize this in a synergy.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, the community is connected. We have a great support from the XRP community. So it would be great to see Ripple x Casper Labs cooperation in the future.
See.
Yeah,
it's already happening on Twitter. Among our user base. Let's put it on another level.
Yeah, and what about the algos around the community or Hedera Hashgraph community?
So
it's also similar.
Yes, they are similar, and you also know that for some of these blockchains, we already have the employees at association or Casper Labs. They were cooperating, or maybe they were even part of these communities in the past. So hopefully, with that, we can bring this all together and start working. Since we are all blockchain, we are all the family that is very much concerned and interested to push this initiative forward. I don't see this as competition. I think we can create very rich ecosystem that would be multi-chain and where everyone can find its own niche.
Yeah, it's not a competition. It's like we all bakers to make a bigger cake.
Correct.
Okay.
I love that analogy. We're all bakers to make a bigger cake. Not that it's one set baker to make one specific thing. That's a great analogy that was just mentioned. Again, shout out to Kevin Cage. Obviously, he was the originator who brought it to the communities. And that was pretty cool to actually see somebody right there, right at the Casper booth, pay homage to somebody like him. So very cool stuff. Thought I'd show that real quick before I got back into the comments. Let's go further down. We have Stevie says a big quant pump is incoming. Very cool stuff. Again, welcome to Cool Cat Crypto. Thank you very much for being here. Brian Dowie says Coochie Boy played, showed up an hour late, didn't realize the time. Interesting. All right, Magic Power. Hello, guten Tag, Liechtenstein Exchange. Jasby in the house. Yes, welcome back. Boomerang and Sooner says H bar fire. And let's go further down into the comments. We have Brian Dowie, who says sup magic. All right. And then on top of that, Coochie Boy says, I was looking forward to it, but cleaning the rain gutters destroyed my time lock. Oh, no. Cool Cat Crypto says, Musafirian New Classic. Well, that's a horrible name for safer. All right, let's see here. We got a few guys. Yeah, I never got into safe mood. Thank God. I just, when the whole thing of when I first got into Shiba Inu, I looked at safe mood as just being another opportunist, if you will. And it just kind of had the attitude like, I'm going to stay away from that one. I was glad I did. Very, very glad that I did. I think right at the time when Safe Moon like took off, man, it was only like a few months after that. They already went to like a V2, and that was all the way back in 2021. So pretty lame. All right. Stevie says over 40 people in here. Give Max 40 likes. Well, thank you, man. Appreciate that. I think we had like 50 at one point. Smash that like, yes, if you haven't done so already. I believe that we might have some other live streams going on as we speak. That's okay. Yeah, says that there's a bunch of people watching Mr. Bleeze. 122 people watching. There's some other particular, I think, channels got some stuff going on, but that's the ones that stood out. That's okay. I think Miss Teen Crypto. Oh, she finished hers earlier. Okay. And Zach Rector finished an hour ago. So yeah, there's a lot of people streaming at this time. All right. Want to thank again Salamander for his $5 donation. Really appreciate that. Once again, Tim Shea says Salamander is not only the XDC commander, he is a legend. That's a great compliment. Thank you, Tim. Very true. Brian, now thank you, Max. I appreciate you reading all my comments. Yes, you're very welcome. And I'm reading this comment of you appreciating my comment. But yeah, no problem. Miguel says, thank you all very much. You're very welcome. Tim Shea, XCC sold out. Salamander bought it all. Pretty much seems that way, don't it? He is the blue whale of XDC. All right. Crypto McDizzle, Foshizzle. One appreciate equals super chat. One appreciate equals super chat. My cat food. Uh-oh, you better feed your cat. All right, let me see on the other screen if I missed something. I might have missed something. I don't know if I did. I didn't mean to. Yeah, there's a few more super chats that came in. Well, my bad. Hopefully I'm not too late on it. All right, let's get into, let me highlight Cool Cat's spot real quick. Or you know what, this is a good comment. I'm gonna read this real quick, guys, and before you get to the super chats. Josh Anderson, consider changing your avatar. Something speaks more about who you are and what you're about. I'd like to welcome you officially to our community. Thank you for even just stopping by and making a comment. It says, hey, bro, really appreciate the hard work you do, bro. Thanks, man. Appreciate that. And if you need a break, take a break, brother. Your health is more important. Yeah, I understand that. A lot of people don't understand that sometimes, it sounds crazy. This is kind of like a break, it's work from real life. But I try to take my mind off of a lot of things that I'm upset about, I guess you could say. So I come here, I try to bring it to you guys, but I do appreciate that, Josh. Thank you very, very much. All right, so let's see here. Crypto McDizzle, anyone need guidance on how to do super chat? LOL. Yeah. All right, sorry about that. Let me go jump down to some of these super chats. Thank you, McDizzle, for the 99-cent super chat. Again, Salamander for the $3 super sticker. That was super cool, yeah. And let's see where we're at. I think there's a little bit more. Boomer F and Sumer. Man, you guys rock. $1 super chat. Wow, you guys are very generous today. Thank you very much. Boomer, Mike, Salamander, all you guys. Really can't thank you enough. I think there's another one came from Mr. Thursday. Let me see where we're at on some of these ones. It is actually from Crypto Market Track. $2. You must be happy if you're holding XRP. I am happy. I hold a pretty decent sized bag of XRP. Not as much as like maybe some of the other guys, but that's not the point. The point is XRP is a long time hold for me. And the way I look at it, that alone, will make me a multi-millionaire. So, but thank you so much for the $2 super chat from Crypto Market Track. I hope to see more of you. And thanks for stopping in. and supporting, of course, the XRP Army, our community, and so on. It's much appreciated. All right, I think there's another super chat that came in. It is from Uncle Thursday. Thanks for coming back, Uncle Thursday. America's being surrounded by BRICS countries. Wake up, people. Very good point. Let's talk about that for just a brief moment. Wow, my phone is blowing up, I guess, apparently, while I am doing the live stream. 3 missed calls. My God. Well, people are just going to have to wait in a queue, I guess you could say. Oh, I see. There's somebody that wanted to schedule an appointment. Okay. Give me just a second. I'm going to say, yeah, that's okay. Yeah, it's in regards to my dad's nurses, and that is important. I have to answer these people back. All right. Sorry about that. Yes. Sorry about that. Let me not bump this microphone. America is being surrounded by BRICS countries. Wake up, people. Yeah, that's what I wanted to pull up on my phone. Sorry. So Mike Cornwell sent me this particular message earlier, and the only problem is if I try to send this from my phone to here, I have some problems for whatever reason. But I will get into a little bit of this. Hold on, let me see here. You were talking about the whole thing about BRICS, if I'm not mistaken. And let me see if I can actually just say this and send this to you guys real quick. And I guess I will. Let me just get this sent to my messenger, and I'll send it to you. And hopefully, because if I do more than one link on this is the gripe I have about Facebook and so on. And another reason why I don't really like using it anymore. But nonetheless, I'm going to try to share it with you guys right now. Let me see. There we go. Send. There it is. So I did a video in regards to this whole thing, Uncle Thursday. And again, thank you for the $5 super chat. So I'm going to pull this up for you guys, and I'm going to show you what exactly I'm talking about. So for one, I guess I could give a quick plug for station identification. So I'll show you this real quick. So there's, of course, ctnnetwork.net. And one of the nice things about it is you can go over to creators after you make an account. We are going to feature 1 of 2 bits videos here in a bit, but you go down to our particular channel, click on it, brings you to our channel. And the beautiful thing about this is you can click on the video section. And of course, some of our recorded videos, as you can see here, Jasmine, the Aplix partnership was big. Some of these other particular ones, why XLM is right for your compliance, why Stellar. But I did talk about this, right, about roughly a couple weeks ago, and I'll draw your attention to this. And some people say, well, this is not crypto related, but other content creators do this, right? So we know Coach JV talks about it a lot. We have, I think Verson, some of these other guys talk about the BRICS nations. So if you're wondering about this, I did do a video about this. It's called BRICS, a threat to America's GDP power ranking. And now in this particular video, I'm not going to play the whole thing, obviously. Yeah, there's one of my intros. I've been getting some good compliments in regards to my intros. And it was something I was actually thinking about doing, just like maybe advertising part-time. So like my buddy, he has a business. I did a commercial for him. Long story, but I do enjoy, making some of those intros. I have some software, of course, that really obviously helps with that. But anyway, so I had some good comments that came in regards to this, right? So this guy, Fearless Jones, back about 10 days ago, because it's talking about the whole thing of the BRICS application, right? They were basically at the BRICS summit. They put an application, and this guy was saying, they didn't join. Nowhere in the video at the beginning, middle, or end did I say that they joined. I said they applied, and it even says that at the beginning of the videos. Again, another perfect example of, taking what's on the surface and not even watching or reviewing the material. So he says, what about the G7 countries, United States, Germany, Japan, the United Kingdom, France, Italy, and Canada, along with the European Union that's tied together with more than a DLT? It's a great point, not dismissing. Thanks. That's a good comment. But let's see here. This guy says, you didn't speak on crypto, try to explain without going over the same thing. And I said, for instance, didn't mention any specific crypto. I mean, I don't understand why people have issues with this, but we do cover like what's going on with, the macro and microeconomic portions of anything and everything, right? But anyway, there's this one, and maybe got deleted somehow. Maybe the guy just completely decided to delete his comment. But Hold on a second. Somebody, yeah, I guess the guy just decided to delete this comment. But anyway, I did point some of these things out. But yeah, this is where I go into detail. I talk about, for instance, and you guys seen on the live, I talk about the whole thing in regards to BRICS is a threat to America's GDP power ranking. And I'm gonna pull this up just in case some of these people, some of you guys, I should say some of these people, that sounds bad. Some of you guys missed this. So let's pull this up. GDP ranking by country. And I think I still have this. Here we go. Yeah, we do have this. And I'll pull up the whole thing from Crypto Mike. We're going to talk about this just for a brief moment. So there's this here. And you got to keep in mind, I mean, this is from a while back. I mean, this is all the way, from 2017. So this is not the exact one I wanted. Actually, this is the one from 2022, because you got to keep in mind, we're still in 2023, right? So we can't really apply that just yet. So yeah, this is the one I was talking about originally. United States, 20.89 trillion, right? But when you add up the BRICS countries, it's basically like now adds up to 20. Not quite 20.89. Of course, people say, well, if you count the G7, Japan, some of the other countries, UK, we're far ahead in regards to that. Yes, that's true. But you also got to keep in mind that, we're not taking their, native currencies, if you will, and trading that in, as the global reserve currency, if you will, for, oil, right? To buy gasoline, stuff like that, right? It's always pegged, or as the saying goes, by the US dollar. So there's our particular rankings. Now, the thing is, what Crypto Mike was sharing earlier, and I'll pull this up on this thing I was going to have to share with you guys from Facebook. Let me pull that up, actually. Share it in a way, it'll just make it a little bit bigger. Hold on. There we go. So I'm going to share this tab instead. So here's a little kind of an update. And, basically Mike was saying in his text, let me just pull it up real quick. I'm not going to share every little minor thing, but, and we'll get more into some of the crypto related stuff. But I mean, this does affect crypto, if you think about it, right? So, Mike pointed out, I think it was earlier this morning in a text, he says, for instance, what was it right here? So this right here, he says, the thing you have been talking about. And it's just like, yeah, I have been talking about this. So, look at this. We talk about ISO 222. Excuse me, guys, got some allergy problems. BRICS have officially overtaken G7 in share of world purchasing power. Parity GDP, gross domestic product, right? Mexico officially applies, as we know, to join BRICS alliance. BRICS now contributes to 31.5% of global GDP, with further projected growth. Meanwhile, Canada, France, Germany, Italy, Japan, UK, and US, part of the G7, right, falls. And it sucks to see this, but that is the reality, And so when you hear stories about, for instance, like what's going on in France as we speak, again, connect the dots, understand you're going to see a lot of this, and it sucks to see this, right? And so here's some of this. I wish I could actually zoom in a little bit more in regards to that. Maybe I can. Yeah, I can blow that up a little bit more. Yeah, that's not bad. I think that's probably real good right there. And if anything, look what's mentioned here. It's kind of smudged, right? Because it's from a phone. But you see, BRICS compared to some of these, right? And look, they have passed over G7. So both arguments hold weight. And that is, if the argument originally is, this whole thing of, it's like GDP power rankings based on country, and BRICS is a threat to the United States. Okay, that's one big thing, because let's face it, this whole thing about the petrodollar and all that, right? Like, what are we gonna do from here? But on top of that, what is G7 going to do from here? And of course, we're paying attention to all this. So this is a very good visual representation. It's kind of blurry. It gives you just that. BRICS is ahead. Now, I also want to point this as well. And at this point, a lot of this stuff does seem like it was planned, done on purpose by design. I hate to hop on that bandwagon, but at this point, you might as well. Why do we want to hop on this bandwagon and making some of these statements? Do we want to sound like is the harsh label from years ago, 20 plus years ago, as being a cuckoo bird or whatever, right? No, it ain't about that. As the saying goes, something is no longer a coincidence, especially if it keeps happening, right? Once or twice, give you a pass, right? But multiple times, multiple black swan events over and over, a chain reaction. No, this is planned by design. I mean, come on. If we have evidence that's put forth towards us, right, we need to recognize some of that particular evidence. So, yes, you saw, for instance, I think most of you guys did, the Kenyan president stating that in 2 weeks' time, right, this is all going to change. Look what's happening here. There it is. Look at BRICS. Look at G7. So I thought I'd draw that to your attention. Shout out to Crypto Mike for sending this. I meant to have this primed and ready to go. It's just sometimes like when you're focused on, you have everything ready and ready to go, boom, all this stuff like happens all at once. I don't try to make excuses, but anyway, I hope people give me benefit of the doubt. But we still have a great show in line for you guys. But that says it plain as day. You hear those statements. Kenyan president, 2 weeks. You see what's going on. It's not, well, this could happen in 2 weeks. It is happening. And it's the saying goes, like, Crypto Mike has stated, numbers don't have emotions and neither does a graph, right? You could follow this yourself. And I think a lot of guys are going to talk more about GDP power rankings and so on. It is a topic that's going to get brought up quite a bit. Anyway, I share that. Thank you so much to all you guys for dropping the super chats. But yeah, America is being surrounded by BRICS countries. Wake up, people. Absolutely. There you go. All right. Just going to double check the other screen, make sure I didn't miss anything else. And let's see here. I think there's another one that came in. It's from, I believe, Mr. Crypto Market Track. Don't sell your crypto. April brings good profits, I think is what you're trying to say. Let me try to pull that up real quick. Let's see. So thank you again for your super chat, Crypto Market Track. Yeah, April does typically bring in good profits. I remember back in, 2021? What is he talking about? Well, let's pull that up for a second. Let's see exactly what he's talking about. Because a lot of times you do need to have a blast from the past. So, what about new projects that came in? All right. There's obviously a lot of talk about SHIB. I will give SHIB last real quick. And we talk about utility-driven cryptos. But if it wasn't for SHIB, I wouldn't even be here, right? Let me pull that up. Here's a perfect example. Shiba Inu. Let's go back. So, obviously it started all the way back, like summer of 2020. Was at 10 zeros originally. We've eaten 6 zeros. This is literally the blueprint for the meme coin craze, right? I mean, let's face it, Doge originally, the Shiba Inu really took it to the next level because of what? Right? Because of, like things with the NFTs, right? The whole thing of Shiboshis, you name it, this whole rumor of, are we ever going to get Shibarium? Obviously, it keeps getting delayed. That's beyond the point. The main point I want you to draw your attention to is how this almost spiked. And look how it spiked. Look at this. That's a big spike. You don't think that's a big spike to go from 10 zeros to the first spike of 5 zeros? To see this thing eat 5 zeros, basically. And then from there, you have a real standout first all-time highs shortly after April. So April to May, right? And then, of course, what we saw with down to 4 zeros and 89 or whatever it was, right? I lucked out. I got to 88. And I got lucky a couple times. I got lucky with Doge. But there's other projects, right? But the point is, April really did stand out. May stands out. Look more into it. Various other projects, right? Those particular times really stand out. I think you can even throw Crow into the mix. Let's throw Crow into the mix. That was my third top performer of 2021 for my bags. We all have different bags of different cryptos, right? Let's jump into that for a second. So on this particular one, you see, started off, was it early 2019? You see some big spikes from then to basically February. I want to state this area of February to March of 2021. Those are big jumps for this particular one, right? Why is that? I can tell you why that is. Supply and demand, just like anything. During this period of time, you're having a lot of people, investors like myself, who just came fresh off the ship, as as the saying goes, wet behind the ears, if you will, when it comes to altcoin trading. Came from the likes of the DOGE coin. But the main key thing is understanding that, yeah, it might be a little wet, under the ears, but I'm trying my best to learn more things. I'm trying to find out about, what the heck is this Uniswap stuff and all that, right? But the key thing is I'm also installing, apps, right? Understanding that there's a lot more to it than just Robinhood. So, I'm going around, and the first one that came up on my list, because I'm a newbie, is what? It's Voyager. Now, thank God at that time, when it was basically January of 2021 to this particular time, we see this jump, right? Thank God that Voyager had a notice that stated that you are put on a waiting list. And I believe the waiting list was 45 days, if I'm not mistaken. So having that message caused me to not get into Voyager. And don't get me wrong, at the time, there's other content creators / influencers, what do you want to call them, that had a message for everybody that stated, you know what? Sign up for my link for referral. You'll earn some kind of, lucrative bonus, right? Sounded lucrative at the time, as we know that didn't turn out too well long term. But the point is, this created, like we talk about, tremendous supply and demand for another exchange. What was the exchange? It was crypto.com. So instead of me waiting 45 days, I was like, I can't wait 45 days. I need to get something at these prices. I'm not familiar with the decentralized stuff yet, right? Still focused on centralized, part of the crypto journey. And so I went with crypto.com because they didn't put me on a big waiting list. But the point is, the chart reflects that. And that time was right around April 2021. Again, guys, at the end of the day, it's supply and demand with anything. And that's why we pay attention to some of the news updates and so on. Yeah, in some cases, or a lot of cases, when it comes to this, it's buy the rumor, sell the news. But I just want to point that out. You are right. That time frame from April, shouldn't dismiss it, and especially if you focus on or pay attention to 4-year cycles. All right, that was kind of a long thing to talk about, and that's fine. But I do want to thank you and appreciate you for what you said. I'm gonna double check the other screen real quick, see where we're at, and if anything, let me get back to the comments. All right, so there's a lot of comments I must have missed because this thing refreshed. So I want to welcome the disabled machine. He says, hi, Casper's going nuts. Let's see what's going on with Casper real quick. So XRP Casper forever. Thank you for that, Salamander. Let's see what's going on with Casper, because you know what? Why not? Why not see what's going on with some of these things? So let's see here. I think I have Casper set up on my favorites. I should. I mean, I own Casper. And Casper is up. Lots of volume. Let's share that. All right, so here's Casper. A little bit more Casper. A little bit under 4 cents, right? A little over 3.5. It's up 8.81% on 24-hour. I'll have to check the 7-day in a bit. Volume is up 40%. We have a confirmed market cap of 402 million. Cool stuff. Gary Gensler doesn't like us looking at ICOs, but to hell with them. We're going to do it anyway. So the ICO price was $0.015, and it ended approximately this time 2 years ago. Pretty cool stuff, right? On top of that, let's take a look at my watch list for just a brief moment. You're gonna see some garbage in here. This is the way it goes. So yeah, you know what? I know something. Mononoke Inu, real quick. Somebody was trying to shill that earlier on some tweets. I kid you not. So they're trying to get something going on again. It's the stupidest thing I ever heard of. All right, let's take a look at the 7-day chart real quick. Your guys' X swap was up. I meant to give you guys some props on that. 64%. Caspa, we did a brief intro in regards to Caspa. That one was up 51% on the 7-day chart. Flare, I sent a message to Mike Cornwall earlier. Flare is really doing well. I'm kind of, shaking my head on that particular one because I didn't get a bag of it when it was like roughly around 3 cents. But let's face it, we'll probably have another pullback. Why? Because a lot of people who took profits, I guess you could say, in regards to the original Flare airdrop, let's face it, you're going to see this. They saw some of this pump. It probably will have a little bit of a pullback again. I don't know if I make an entry point, but I'm fully aware of Flare. Mike Cornwall's literally been talking about it forever since last summer. But anyway, I just want to point some of that out. Even Constellation, DAG is up. But what's the common factor that we see here? We see that all these ISO related ones, right, or part of the mix. We might, it might not officially be ISO 222 compliant, but might be on the list to become one. But it's part of the QFS, right? DAG, XRP. You see some of the other one, Flare, right? Stellar, right? There you guys go. We're at the 10-cent mark for Stellar. Pretty cool stuff. You know what I mean? XDC, right? I did coverage on XCAD. Anyway, so I have to point some of that out. Let me jump back into the comments. All right, let's see where we're at. So let's see if we have any specific questions. Do appreciate you guys being here tonight. Salamander says, or actually Brian Dowie, my bad. I probably missed some of more of your comments. Sorry about that, Brian. Don't think it's possible to FOMO into XRP yet. It's pumping, but still cheap. Very good point. Salamander, I'm moving to the moon, guys, and I'm taking my XRP and XDC. Yeah, that's a good point. Twitch Radio, I wish I got more quant, but hopefully I have enough time to DCA a bit more. Yeah, that's the way I look at it too. I mean, I want to hit my goals of 20, and then after that, it's really just gravy from there. But I think all of us recognize every pullback we get, and then some of you guys just buy maybe like one at a time. Some of you guys may not be able to afford to even do that, but what I mentioned to you guys, if it's not about having more quant than the next guy. The point is an entry point. So if you're going to buy half a quant, then you say to yourself, you know what, maybe next paycheck or something like that. Then you have a full one. But whatever the case is, we'll eventually be priced out of quant. And I think that's a common factor in a reality for all of us. All right. Tim Shea says Saudi Arabia is the key with BRICS. I think they're bargaining with us to stay with the petrodollar. Yeah, they are very much key. Because let's face it, all the oil reserves that they have and so on. And not just oil reserves, just oil in general, right? Massive amounts of it. All right. Salman, Dubai will be the king of crypto. Yeah, I think so. And if I have to go with this statement, not that I'm trying to hop on the the Andrew Tate bandwagon, but I think he's right, at least when he was still free, right? And that is Dubai. I used to have kind of like a bad attitude about Dubai because it's so incredibly to me it's the opposite of poverty, and I used to kind of look at like, man, these people are just flaunting and so on. But at the same time, it kind of reminds me of like one of the most freest places in the world. He was talking about like it's Zion, right? And that's my thing. I mean, technically speaking, you don't just have one, it's definitely not a, how should I say this? It is not a state-owned and practiced economy, if you will, where you have official, like, how about this official church state, right? Like you could practice other religions, right? It's not just Islam. That was cool. It just seems like a real true free society, and they don't have like hardly any crime at all there. You think they would have a lot of crime to a sense because of, like, hey man, let's go do a heist or something. But in reality, yeah, right. You're not going to be able to pull that off with all the surveillance they have everywhere. There's the other argument about, the invasion of privacy. But let's face it, there's the balance of, I want nothing but privacy. Okay, you're willing to give up security. I want nothing but security, but you gotta give up privacy. And it's a constant way. You know how it is. That's something to be mentioned. Do they have the right balance in Dubai? Of course, that's the debate. Some people say no, or some people say yes, I should say, that they do. All right. Miss Teen Crypto has a nice voice. Oh, yeah, from what I mentioned earlier. Yeah. You know what? She's had some great interviews. She was featured on Fox News. She's interviewed some other people in the past. So I like to hear how she makes those connections in regards to reporting. But yeah, it does help to be a pretty face too. So I don't take nothing away from her. But I mean, I feel like sometimes I wonder if I want to try to do that. Am I going to get too far on that? Probably not. You know what I mean? But it's okay. Twitch Radio. When I got back into crypto, I decided to stay away from B2B projects as well as other projects with founders who were not either software developers at the lead level or seasoned project managers. Oh, yeah. I remember you mentioned you have a background in regards to software engineering. That's really cool stuff, Twitch Radio. I was going to double check the other screen. I don't want to miss anything. I think I'm all caught up in regards to that. Might not be caught up with all the comments. We have some good problems, which is good. All right, so let me jump back into our news coverage. We still have quite a bit in regards to XRP. Yeah, you know me. We shared the whole thing from Mike Cornwell with Ripple, the whole thing about what's going on with the breaking news in France, right? Saw a lot of the rioting going on. Let's get into some of the, hopefully this makes up for it, Brian. I know you give me crap. I give you crap a little bit too of me not reading all of Brian's text. But how about this? Where it counts the most, you got to share some of the sideline reporting from the one, the only, Mr. Brian Dowie. So let's jump into that. And here you go. And it's this right here. So I can't full screen TikTok. That's lame. All right. So it says thousands of banks all at once. Let's go ahead and play this. And let's see. We can still try to full screen. There we go. Forgot no way. All right. Yeah. Thousands of banks all at once. 1 minute from TikTok. Here we go.
Everyone can keep hating on XRP, but there's one thing that I'm paying attention to, and that is Ripple's deep connections to all of these massive financial institutions and banks. Finastra is one of Ripple's key partners, and they are utilizing RippleNet, if we do look down here, and all of the customers that Finastra has connections to are exposed to RippleNet, utilizing on-demand liquidity with XRP. Now, the reason why this is substantial is because when we look at Finastra, they have connections to 90 of the top 100 world's top banks. They have over 160 fintech apps already connected with 8.6 thousand customers from global banks and credit unions. These are the deep connections that I've been paying attention to, specifically even around Tranglo and Accenture. If you guys want to keep hating on XRP, go ahead, but I'm watching this unfold at a very rapid pace to the global connections around the current monetary system. Let me know what you guys think in the comments.
All right, so thank you for that from the Brian Dowie sharing that. Guys, smash that like if you haven't done so already. Maybe we could tick up to the next tier of 60 plus. It'd be pretty cool. Just have more people obviously join our community, have solid research. I feel as though that we have with our community. And I appreciate every single one of you guys that are here tonight with us on this wonderful Taco Tuesday night. All right, so let me stop the share on that. We'll get back into some more news. This one was one I was tagged on yesterday, but of course we're doing the Cypherium coverage, right, for the focus for Utility Talk Now. By the way, back tomorrow. Same Batman time, same Batman channel. The Crypto Basic. Ripple CTO. Let me go ahead and share that. My bad. So Ripple CTO, Mr. David Schwartz, aka Joel Katz, right? Makes a case for XRP's value as collateral, right? Remember a while back, we did that video showed a particular content creator. I forgot the guy's name, so sorry about that. Maybe he's kind of new. Where he sent an ISO 222 message, but he used XDC as what? Collateral. So this is something that's going to be brought up more often. At least I think so. Let's pull this up. And this comes straight from the Crypto Basic. And this was yesterday, right? So it says the XRP buyback theory resurfaces again, but with a twist. Aha. Val Hill Capital Managing Director Jimmy Valley has proposed a new variation of the XRP buyback theory, sparking debate over the viability of using XRP as just that, collateral. These debates have prompted a response from Ripple Chief Technology Officer David Schwartz. As highlighted in previous reports, Valley proposed the XRP buyback theory in 2021. It is a theory on the assumption that XRP would become the world's reserve currency. Following the assumption, Valley posited that governments must own large amounts of XRP, necessitating the proposed buyback. The securities lawyer suggested that this buyback would not happen on the secondary market, but an agreed fixed price similar to the buyback of gold when the United States backed the dollar with the highly valued commodity. Considering XRP's limited supply and the fiat supply, Valley placed the value of, listen to this, guys. You got some outside distractions? Listen carefully. Valley placed the value of 1 XRP. Are you ready for it? Are your eyes on the screen? Are you hearing Max? Between $37,500 and $50,000 basically per XRP. Wow. Unsurprisingly, this price estimate and the theory have sparked discussion over the years. Well, no kidding. Now, in an interview on Thursday, Valley has suggested a new proposal where instead of selling to the government, XRP holders use their holdings as collateral for a bank tentatively dubbed, quote, People's Bank. People's Bank. While not many appear to be paying mind to Valley's latest scheme, it has led to debates over whether XRP is a suitable asset for collateral. XRP ledger validator Ripple ITIN.NZ unwittingly kicked off the debate by asserting that XRP had no value to lend or borrow against. Listen to this quote. I wonder if anyone has told Jimmy that XRP has no value to borrow or lend against, the validator tweeted, adding, how can you use it as collateral? But to buttress his point, Ripple ITIN.NZ claimed that collateral must have redemption value. And that is a key thing. So let's get more into this. I know this is a lot of it's verbatim. Still pounds home the message. And on this one, I don't think I want to skip around. So listen up. On the other hand, he asserts that XRP only has value when it is transit from a holder to a buyer. For context, a redemption value is a price at which an issuing company can purchase stock before maturity. Schwartz, responding to Ripple ITIN.NZ arguments, is a series of tweets yesterday. I should say in a series of tweets yesterday, pointing out that a company only repurchases its stock at redemption value when it is contractually required. So basically, he recognized that there's one person saying, no, it can't be done, and decided, you know what, this could turn into something in which it gets spread out there. People, I guess you could say warranted FUD, but misinformation at the same time, right? You got to squash that. I'm glad he's on top of it. So, like he says, let me reiterate this. So that a company only repurchases stock at a redemption value when it's contractually required, yes. Otherwise, like other buyers, it purchases the stock at the fair market price determined by demand and supply factors. Just like the value of XRP, consequently, The value is not guaranteed. Yeah, well, of course it's not. But the whole thing is this: some of what was mentioned here. Do we get to these particular price levels within the next 2 or 3 years? Some people say no. Some people have it really, really low, right? Oh, I'm gonna be ultra conservative about it. We only get to these particular price levels when we have to hit, milestones of $10 and all. And I get it. My thing is this: when you hear consistently, whether it's Crypto Lulu or Verson or some of these other guys, right? I think even Coach JV, right? What's the consistent thing they mention? That if you're transferring a ton of this money, not even a ton, that's not even a fair amount, right? Trillions, quadrillions of the money for these banks. You have to have a high value of that particular asset that's getting the job done, right? Whatever technology that is. Ripple's XRP, through on-demand liquidity, through, distributed ledger technology. You get the gist. But with that said, how do you properly take a certain value on that? Well, nobody knows that. But the key thing is you're having this consistent debate, whether it's from some of these people where David Schwartz has to come back and throw in his 2 cents, or the next guy. Look at what it also mentions here. But if anything, it should excite you, right? I'm not trying to hype people up. We should always recognize the utility, and we do. But it is something worth getting hyped up about, because it's like, if you're invested in some of the stuff, it's like this is the generational wealth you are looking for. But a little bit more in regards to this. So, let's see here. Consequently, Schwartz outlined XRP's liquidity and easy to track spot market price as qualities that could make it a good collateral. While he concedes that its volatility is a drawdown, he notes that loans backed by XRP can be over collateralized, guaranteed by other means of payment, or in the most undesirable case, have high interest rates. As highlighted by Schwartz, over-collateralized crypto-backed loans are already popular in DeFi. Yeah, absolutely. Allows users interested in holding certain assets over a long period to borrow against them and engage in other trades, Schwartz wrote. Now look at what he's quoted here. There are people who hold a lot of crypto and might want to borrow against their positions, possibly to get a leverage buy and possibly to buy other things. This is a common DeFi use case. I'm not super interested in helping crypto wealthy folks take a bit more risk, but I am interested in the lending side as a potentially low risk way to get a return on stored value for people who have little to no access to things like conventional brokerage firms. Now, he's not going to come out and just say this flat out, but this debate gets brought up quite a bit. And that is, should you at some point sell your XRP? That's been mentioned for, I don't know, probably close to a year now, something like that, right? If you've been following this. And that's a very valid statement, a very valid question. My thing is, this pounds it home a little bit more. What am I talking about? Let's jump back again right into it. He says, in the lending side as a potential low risk way to get a return on stored value for people who have little to no access to things like conventional brokerage firms. So when you hear about the whole talk, and again, it's kind of speculative originally, then you also get it from not quite the horse's mouth, but I mean, come on, David Schwartz, who's way up there, right, in rank, if you will, with Ripple, right? You're literally getting it from him. He recognizes, and let's face it, last couple weeks and so on. He even takes like was that the one picture of that lady holding the check for, I think it's like 589,000. That doesn't mean it's 589,000, XRP, but the key is 589. That's a number that always got brought up, right? And then you hear other people, it's Crypto Lulu and so on, Coach JV. A lot of these guys talk about this thing about earning interest on your XRP. Why is that? Well, some people look at it like, it's better than winning the lottery. In reality, it really is. Because here's the thing. One of the common factors we all have when it comes to the lotto is all the people, and I hate to say this, who are fools, who cash out all of their what they win from the Powerball, Mega Millions, you name it, right? You might be from some other place in the world, right? why are you going against the principle? If anything, like if you were able to walk away with, I'll just throw out a number. Let's say it was $100 million in the lotto, and after taxes, I believe you get to keep $33,333,333.33 if you go with the whole cash out. All right. So you're trying to tell me that with that, you're going to go against the principle. You're not going to create generational wealth for you and your family and so on by simply living off the interest based off of those, that set amount of 33 million something, right? That's ridiculous. But people do it. You hear the stories where, a person literally became broke. There's no excuse for that. At the same time, there should be no excuse for us to not understand that in the future, we could earn interest off our XRP, or we could earn interest off of our, QNT and some of these other particular ones, XLM, et cetera, et cetera. So anyway, I wanted to point out some of this. Thought this was well written. Glad that David Schwartz is on top of it, and of course glad that Mr. McDizzle shared this with us. Let's jump back into the comments. XRP is one of our top ones that we're covering today. It is one of the most focused because it's a hot topic. Before we actually kick it back in the comments, I want to show you guys this real quick. If you're wondering why we talk so much about XRP, I'll show you why we talk so much about XRP. And if anything, here it is. Give me a second. Smash that like if you haven't done so already. So here it is, XRP, right? Up 13.5% on the 7-day chart. All right, shout out to Coochie Boy, who wants me to do the 7-day. On a 24-hour chart, 9.25%. And we literally seen it gone up approximately about 20 cents if you think about it, right? XRP, right, was hovering around 32 to about 37 cents for the longest time. We can all agree on that, right? It was in that range for the longest time. Remember how so many people would complain, oh, this thing is not going to move. It's not going to move. Nothing's going to happen. ISO 222 went live. And then, the thing that went off was, XDC and so on, and people complained about it. And remember we talked about there's a delay. This is a perfect representation of the delay. What was the delay? Roughly the 22nd, the 2nd, 23rd, and so on. How is that? The 7-day chart. Look more into it. So, yeah, we might have a pullback. We might have new resistance lines, and we'll get into all that. We'll even get into Mr. Cool, not Cool Cat. Shout out to you, Cool Cat. Mr. 2 Big Crypto's recent video. I thought you did a good job, and we will feature that. All right, so let's jump back into the comments. And if anything, let's recognize a few more comments that you guys have. I'm knowing way behind on this one. So save my butt a crap ton of time, says Twitch Radio. All right, let me see if you guys have any specific questions or comments. I'll read this real quick from Tim Shea. Casper Walt link. It is beta though, so be careful. Yeah, we did point that out. I'm not really cool with testing out anything in the beta unless I'm able to move it out. Like a test net would actually be better when it comes to testing out things, right? Because you can move, I guess you could say, fake money around, right? That's the whole purpose. All right, Twitch Radio, it makes you feel any better, and there's 4 of us over here watching your channel right now. Thank you. Cool Cat says Casper super friendly. Ghost, not a crypto. Magic Power, the Petro Yuan is coming. That would be a big threat for the petrodollar. Yes, that's very, very true. Stump Rider, welcome. Glad to have you here. Disabled Machine, I think I welcomed you here before, but welcome again. Yo, CTN, how's everybody doing? Pretty good. All right. I'm just going to double check the other screen real quick. Nothing came in, which is fine. Just don't want to be behind on stuff. All right. Let's see here. Let's see where we're at. GG, welcome. Don't think Mexico will actually join BRICS, just like Ukraine wasn't able to join NATO. I think that's a different type of situation, but I see where you're coming from. I do recognize you from the recorded. I totally know who you are, but nonetheless, welcome, and I hope to see more of you. Welcome, GG. All right. Let's go further down. We got Heath over. That's a cool name. Heath over Ledgerly. So Heath Ledger, that's unique, man. I got to give it. That's creative. I like that. Legs play devil's advocate for a moment, or let's typo. Let's say House of Saudi joins BRICS. Dollar loses even more strength as a reserve currency. What happens to the markets that are dependent on the dollar? I think those markets could collapse. Personally, if anything, if they don't collapse, that's a great question, but it should be reflective upon the market, and I think they will take a hit. They might not completely collapse. I know I'm going back on what I'm saying, but anyway. GG says April Fools will be real for the masses as they aren't prepared for the change or the rebalance of power in the world. Yeah, very good point. Banks have never been safe. Yeah, no matter what they claim in regards to $250,000 FDIC insurance. As the saying goes, if who insures the FDIC? How about that? Anybody talk about that? Well, some people say, well, it's the American government, Max. Okay, true, right? But what happens, just kind of like some of these guys have outlined, you guys, Coach JV, you name it, right? If if what we have that's backed isn't properly backed, then what do we have? We have zilch. That's what we have. This is the same old saying goes from back in the time you first learned multiplication. 0 times 0 equals 0. So the key thing is, while it may sound good that the FDIC can cover, and my uncle apparently he claims all day that he's prepared for this. I just think to myself, okay, and that is, he has attitude. I want to go with no risk. Okay, I get that. Because his thing is he's got $15 million in various different accounts, insured up to $250,000 a piece. And so is that like over 20 banks or something like that. And he's like, I'm prepared. And that's the way I want to go about it. I'm like, okay, I guess I can respect that. But at the same time, he's still going to run some issues. And that is, if this thing all collapses monumentally, worse than, and I'm not rooting for this by any means, worse than the 1929 stock market crash, then even people like him who have all his money in a freaking bank, multiple banks, what does he do? Now, this debate has been brought up. I have listened to Wendy O a few times. I think she does a good job of bringing her 2 cents when it comes to this, and that is, you can apply for that insurance, or maybe your bank actually does that for you, but how long is it going to take for you to get the funds? So now you're throwing in a whole wave of people, and I hate to say this, and this is sad, let's be honest, a whole generation of people, let's say, the baby boomers, right? Generation boom, who are supposed to be properly retired, and now they are all of a sudden in the mix of poverty. That is monumental beyond anything you can possibly fathom. Because for one, it sends the wrong message to that generation of people. It sends wrong message to everybody across the board, and it creates panic. We might see things like in the streets that you see basically in Paris and so on. Do we really want to see that here in America? Some people say, well, we're starting to see it as we speak. That switch hasn't been turned on yet. Yeah, very good, very true point. Twitch Radio says, maybe I read this. If you go and look at some of the interviews the Saudis have done in the past, they don't want the US dollar and they don't care what the US thinks about it. They all tell the friends to buy. That's a good point. And at the same time, some of the newer generations of people that are from that understand the advancements of blockchain technology, Web3, and where we're at, those same people are saying, and I hate to say this, guys, you know where I'm going to go with this. To hell with the SEC. That's America's problem. We will use these technologies, and you better believe that they are. It's just sad to see reports that we are so far behind. Now, Mike Cornwell, if you're listening, I'm with you, brother. I'm rooting for the U.S. 100%. And I do see indications that we are moving in the background. We're doing things in the background, but it doesn't instill confidence. And I don't want to go the whole I don't want to get into politics. It's very divisive, but you know what I'm talking about. Like when certain people can't remember who the heck they are. Anyway, Cool Cat, he's the dollar going bye-bye. Magic Power, maybe the beginning of the division of the world. Yeah, absolutely. It sucks. Twitch rate, XRP, XLM, Algo, and so on. But the number one most bought up coin over there is XRP and XLM. Yeah. And on the retail side, even that much more for XLM. And speaking of which, I'll keep doing this plug. I want people to see what the heck we're talking about. Sometimes, you think to yourself, well, he talks about this, but is this a proper, I guess you could say, visualization? And the answer basically is, yeah, I think it is. And sometimes people say, no, it's not. But let me show you this real quick. So let me see where we're at on this. I think I have it on my desktop. No, I don't. Let me see. I think I have this somewhere. I have the file ready. Give me a second. Man, I love that one I had before. I don't have it. I'll share it a different way. This is good. Some of you guys have seen this, but I always like sharing this because you know what? Why not? One thing to get a representation of a certain thing, and there's another thing to get a actual visual, right? Where the heck is that? So I think this is the one. Yeah, I have the video originally. I must have accidentally deleted it. But yeah, look at this. I'm gonna share this real quick. Just in case you guys haven't seen this. I mean, this is an intro I did. All right. Have you seen this? Maybe you have. Maybe you haven't. Well, look at this. This is where we talk about, like Mike Cornwell stating, at some point, your crypto, you'll go swipe your debit card and not even know it's tied into crypto. Here's an example of that. This is an intro, of course, I made. Yeah, look at that. You don't think that's going to be a reality at some point? You better believe it's going to be a reality at some point, but it might be sooner than you think. I don't think it's by 2030 we see this. I think we see this a lot sooner than that. You get what I'm saying? That's the whole point, the ease of access. So yeah, Stellar's definitely there. Let me do a stop share on that particular one. I might reiterate that a little bit later, but let's go to a few more comments that we have. A great crowd that we have here tonight. Appreciate you guys. All right, let's see. I'm gonna read this one from Blackwood. US will ride on the dollar just long enough to introduce real-time payments before chaos issues. G7 probably working tightly now more than ever for the foreseeable future. You say probably. I hope to God it's more than probably. I hope that it is, because it needs to be. They got to stay on top of that. I mean, look at this way, right? This is a different perspective. If we are, and the allies, I should say, are on top of recognizing military threats around the world, especially with what's going on in the South China Sea. You know what I mean? I've been following that very, very closely. I even did a lecture a few years ago in regards to this little known fact. And it was like a 4-week module, right? That whole conflict that's happening with Taiwan and China and so on, but that whole region in itself, that is the most highly contested waters in the entire world, is that whole area of the South China Sea and that region of the South Pacific and so on. It's the most craziest thing when you look more into it. You look at, for instance, a map. Like, for instance, I'll show you guys just real quick on what I'm talking about. So I'm not going to do a deep dive into this because we're going to get back into crypto. But the whole thing is, let's look at the world map, the world global map. Hold on. We're going to pull this up real quick. All right, because it's worth pulling up. Let me see real quick. Let me see where we're at. I've got to, of course, pull up that region. If I can't pull up that region, it makes it that much harder. Yeah, we could pull it up. So actually, I think it was from 60 Minutes. It was from 60 Minutes. My bad. Let's pull this up real quick. It's from 60 Minutes. Some of you guys seen this. It was a great show. It was from like a week ago. Hold on, 60 minutes. Here it is. I want to show you guys just what the heck I'm talking about real quick. I'm going to fast forward to this real quick. Talks about this whole breakdown of the world's positioning. Hopefully you can pull up that map. Might be going too fast. I can't get that exact one. Trying to skim through this real quick. It's not gonna let me do it. Wish they had a chapter breakdown. Maybe I just pull up a different one. I apologize. Hold on a second. The way China looks at a map. Hold on. The way that China looks at a map. Because they look at it a little bit different from the rest of the world of how they look at a map. I'll tell you that much. I'm not going to be able to pull it up. Dang it. But all right. How about this? Yeah. All right. Let me just pull this up real quick. Copy image address. Bear with me, guys. I'm sorry. I do like to be on point when it comes to stuff, not take too long. Give me just a sec. All right, this is not exactly how it is, but I'm going to show you something. All right, so here's obviously a world map. So what they're trying to show in that 60-minute interview with what's her name, Nora O'Donnell, right? If you watch, I highly recommend you watch that. Watch the replay. So look at this area, and obviously, you know, this range, this area here, I can't really highlight with my own cursor. But, you know, you have the Philippines, you have, you know, Taiwan directly north of that, right? By the way, little known fact, if you guys don't know this, hopefully you do. You know, there's two Chinas. There is. Look into it, you know, not just Wikipedia, encyclopedia, and so on. There's two Chinas. So Taiwan represents the Republic of China. And ironically, you know, back in like World War II, when the original, you know, Chinese government was fighting against, you know, Japanese imperial forces, if you recognize that flag, that old flag, they use that in Taiwan. And on paper, or, you know, in a book, I guess you could say, they're called the Republic of China. Mainland China, in quotations, is called the People's Republic of China. And of course, as we know, these people were the pro-democracy, right? Fled mainland China, later on made Taiwan many years later after 1945. I'm not trying to give you a long history lesson, but my point is that this area, right? This area of, you know, the South China Sea and just this whole area, like even south of Japan, east of China, right? The normal world just looks at it like this, like what we look on the map, right? But to China, and I wish I could flip this, take the image that you have here and you flip it vertically speaking. They look at it as, you know, Taiwan is a strategic, like they need to have it back, you know, in being part of mainland China. There's a whole thing about, you know, the semiconductors, all that stuff, right? But the whole thing is all this stuff that's going on here. Anyway, the main point I'm trying to make is if we are so busy of keeping up, especially, you know, we're talking about G7, the G7 countries keeping up militarily speaking with what's going on with all these threats of the world, then if anything, like what you were mentioning, let me just pull this off for a moment. Where are we at with the statement? You know, somebody mentioned, you know, the whole thing with G7. It's basically that. You would hope to God that, you know, they're preparing for what's, I guess you could say, coming here soon. I wish I could have just pulled up the right thing on the map. But again, if you watch that video from 60 minutes, does a very good job. At one brief moment, they pull it up, but they didn't set up like chapters and so on. I would have brought it to you guys, but sorry about that. All right. Salamander says, don't open a safe at banks. They are not secured. Twitch Radio. I asked a lot of my friends overseas who are big businesses, do I contact from time to time on LinkedIn? They're all XRP, Bitcoin, and a few assets. They're ISO compliant. That's a good point. GG says Cypherium is looking like a rug pulling scam. Their community continues to talk about very old information and can't explain not being listed on the Fed pilot program. Man, you should tune in yesterday. We covered this whole thing, did a whole big outline in regards to that. Look more into it. We're not saying for people to get out of Cypherium. We're not saying for people to get into it. We'll still cover updates in regards to Cypherium. But again, this, of course, got brought up quite a bit. What's his name? Cypher X and so on. So we did yesterday's coverage was a 2-part, I guess you could say, unofficial series. But we talked. This was the main topic yesterday. So if you missed that show, I would highly advise you to maybe look into that if you want. We brought to you guys that response from Cypher X. I believe that's how you pronounce his name. Then we also gave the community version of that. Or response, I should say. But yeah, that was a key highlight from yesterday. All right, Shiba says Selmo. All right, let's get into a couple more comments and then kick it back onto the news. Excuse me. Let's see where we're at in regards to some of this. So let me see. All right. Yeah, let's go ahead and do that. I'm just gonna talk about you lost money in Crow. Sorry to hear that, man. I did well on my entry points with Crow, so I did all right with that. I was actually considering buying more Crow at these prices. All right. Actually, I might actually do that here soon. All right. Let me highlight that as a bookmark. I did check the other screen. It looks like we're doing good. Very cool stuff. Again, thank you so much for everybody who's here tonight. Let's get back into the news coverage that we have for you guys because there's still quite a bit left. Mike Cornwell actually wanted me to start things off with this. I didn't get a chance to do so, but I want to show you guys this because you know what? Sometimes you need a blast from the past. So Mike's already seen this. This is 3 minutes and 50 seconds, not that long, but man, look at this. Bitcoin digital currency from KOLD News. Actually here in Arizona, I don't live in Tucson, right? Tucson is more towards southeastern Arizona. Not that far from the border. By the way, that's where the U of A Wildcats are, right? University of Arizona. Here in the Phoenix area, if you've never been to the Phoenix area, I mean, a lot of people are like, Max, your Wildcats got smashed, right? Well, I'm actually a fan of both ASU and U of A. Yeah, I'm one of those type of guys. But I just wanted to throw that out there. So, technically speaking, Phoenix area, yeah, it's typically more of ASU Sun Devils, right? And in my opinion, as far as basketball, because we're on the topic of that a while back, the best player to ever come out of the ASU, right? He's past his prime now. He's still a great player. James Harden, by far the greatest player to ever come out of ASU. All right. Of course, there's a lot of great players coming out of U of A. All right. Anyway, give this a like. We're going to play this. But why are we playing this? Think about what's going on in the world right now and draw your own conclusion in regards to this. So we'll be back in roughly, slightly under 4 minutes. Here we go.
Welcome back. We have the dollar. Japan has the yen, and the internet, it has the Bitcoin.
Yeah, this online currency offers a new way to use money, but many aren't sold on the idea.
KLD News 13's JD Wallace is live tonight with his special report to show us what Bitcoin offers and why some people stay away from it. JD?
Well, Heather, there's a reason we call it cold, hard cash. It's right here, but going to be a pain to send somewhere. And some think that banks are too involved with cash transactions and value. Well, that's where Bitcoin comes in. It's online, anonymous, and constantly changing in value. Both supporters and doubters agree Bitcoin, a new kind of money, is a risk. Taking money online can be a game changer in the world of bank transactions and interest fees.
A lot of people see Bitcoin as a way to kick out the role of a central bank and basically fire it.
Bitcoin enthusiast Mike Caldwell says converting cash to the online currency is convenient.
I don't have any philosophical problems with the government. I pay my taxes like I should. I'm a good citizen. I follow the laws.
Here's how it works. Bitcoins were created in 2009. As the number of them goes up, the virtual money gets harder and harder to create to try to control the value. Early this year, you could buy a Bitcoin for less than $1 and sell it for $30 this summer. Or, by now, one is worth just a few dollars. But Caldwell says the real value is for sending cash in the form of Bitcoins.
It's not a way to make money or lose money. It's a way to get money from point A to point B. The value of the coin really means nothing compared to the technology.
not only do you want to be careful using Bitcoin, you want to be careful with entities that are asking you to use Bitcoin as their currency, because there's generally, there's a possibility that they're trying to hide something.
Here, Data Doctor's CEO Ken Colburn shows us an exchange. They're worth just over $3 each.
And most people that are using this system want to stay anonymous. So you're not going to see a lot of people screaming saying, yes, I'm trading in this. And that's what the exchanges allow people to do, is to trade anonymously. And that's why some of the government agencies are looking at this as well. Is this potentially a place where illegal activity is taking place?
While Bitcoin users might be hard to find, the currency works at some online sites, from video games to books. But using Bitcoins in the real world's another story.
I don't see Walmart taking Bitcoin anytime soon.
Someone has to have a compelling reason to want to use Bitcoins as opposed to, credit cards or cash if it's just to go to the grocery store.
Caldwell defends Bitcoin and says the possibility of illegal activity should not keep legitimate users away. Both he and Colburn see Bitcoin sticking around, just not as a way to buy a latte.
As a consumer, there's very little reason to go with an exchange of that sort, unless you're completely fed up with all of what's going on in a traditional sense.
Bad things would have happen with cash every day, and that certainly has nothing to do with the so-called decline of the dollar.
An email to one of the main Bitcoin managers has not been returned. There are more than 7 million Bitcoins in circulation right now, with the limit set at 21 million. Find out how Bitcoins are created or mined, and why 2 U.S. senators want an investigation into a website that accepts Bitcoins, all with this story on KOLD.com. Reporting live from the Northwest Side, JD Wallace, KOLD News 13, live local late breaking.
All right, thanks, JD. And we want to hear what you think about this. Would you use digital dollars? You can weigh in right now by going to our Facebook page.
Hey, Heather Rowe.
Nice to take a blast from the past. Look what's going on literally as we speak, right? Kind of funny how things like that work out, isn't it? We'll get back into the comments just for a brief bit, and we'll get back into our particular outline. I want to welcome Mr. Kev Cleveland. Says, what's up, all? Checking in. Thank you for being here. Twitch Radio says, fun fact, Bitcoin was started way back before 2006. I remember attending a convention, in Orlando, Florida back in 98 about eCash / PayPal before it was a thing, and the concept in engineering in 1999. Yeah, I didn't get into PayPal, I think, until the year 2000, and I needed it because of eBay, and also another thing that maybe you guys remember from back then. And I actually liked it. I actually preferred it over eBay. And it was called Yahoo Auctions. Does anybody remember Yahoo Auctions? Man, I used to sell a bunch of stuff on Yahoo Auctions. And if anything, the fees were a lot less. eBay used to have fees that were similar. And now, of course, eBay, oh my gosh. I mean, it's just, they went from having a flat fee for the most part to having a big percentage of whatever the cost of what you're selling is. And so on, kind of like the realtor, like kind of like a realtor takes was it 2 or 3% off of where the total prices of the home, stuff like that. So good old days back then. But yeah, Yahoo Auctions doesn't exist anymore, and they've gone away. I believe the last year was 2008, 2007, something like that. I can't remember. All right. I'm going to welcome a few more people. We're going to welcome Hiro Tamani. Thank you, son. And I just double our position on Jasmine. Ah, cool. Well, welcome. That's a pretty cool looking avatar you got. Let's see what it says there. You got some things highlighted, like I think it says Kush and stuff like that. Well, welcome. Glad to have you here. Let's welcome Hiru Tamani. Hopefully he will come back, and who knows, maybe he can be a regular. Hopefully you appreciate the content. But guys, let's welcome him. And let's see where we're at. Let's see. Calvin, I'd like to welcome you. Good to see you again with a T6 glider. I'll take 1 Bitcoin at 3. Who's with me? Yeah, absolutely. Twitch Radio says, man, this reminds me of 2008, 2010 newscast they had about Bitcoin. Very true. Didn't mean to skip over a bunch of comments, but it just was a whole flood that came in, and it was like, oh gosh. Good problems. Like the video showed when I first bought 100 Bitcoin and sadly sold my last 14 Bitcoin for 50. Oh, well, it's part of the journey, man. I totally get it. River says no, or hello BSV. Heath says no selling for pizza. Yeah, that's. How about this in the future, guys? Don't sell your XRP or your Quant or your XLM, your XDC, your HBAR, et cetera, for pizza. All right. All right. Let's see here. Menelec says XRP's concept was created in the very early 2000s. Stuprider, Boomer, I grew up in outside Miramar, formerly known as Burma. My parents were Navy, and I joined the Army. Cool stuff, man. That was not pointing at me. I thought I'd share that. Let's jump back into our news coverage that we have for you guys. Let's go ahead and get into that. And let's see where we're at. So we shared the whole thing of that particular Bitcoin thing. That was pretty cool. Got this whole thing about David Schwartz from earlier. Let's get into actually what I was talking about earlier. Shout out to 2Bit. Maybe you've seen this video, maybe you haven't. He released this just like a few minutes before the show started. Let me go ahead and refresh it, see how he's doing on his views. Maybe more people watched it. I don't know. He's up to 113. He's doing all right. All right. So he states in this video, hold on. 2 billion volume XRP breaks 50 cents. Why will XRP hit 12? I don't think he has anything else in this description. That's okay. So I hit a like for him. Let's listen to Mr. 2Bit. We don't normally share his content, but he's a good guy. And this is part of the outline, and it's fresh. So I thought, why not? This is not super long. Let's go ahead and play this. Here we go.
XRP is tearing up the market right now with a massive 10% pump, breaking into the 5.2s, a 5-month high for XRP. Well, what's going on and how high really is XRP going to go? We're going to talk about it all in this video, so be sure to subscribe. It says XRP, formerly Ripple, rose for a 4th consecutive session on Monday as prices hit their highest point in 5 months. XRP USD surged to an intraday high of 52.9 less than 24 hours after falling to a low of 45.73. And as a result of the move, XRP hits its strongest point since November 6th, breaking out of a ceiling at the 49.50 in the process. All of this at the same time as the Bitcoin market starts to move along with the rest of the altcoins. You can see there, we've got this marked on, and we talked about these on my live stream a couple of times. We broke that 47 range, broke the 50, and almost touched that 54.36. We actually topped out at 53.41. That is our next key level of resistance that we're going to have to kind of break through. But right now, the sentiment is absolutely one of being bullish for XRP, and there's a couple of reasons why that is. We're seeing Asia leading crypto regulation and innovation. There's the US from Ripple's long. Countries in the Asian Pacific region are leading the way in developing global cryptocurrency regulations that favor innovation, which US regulators should also take note of, said Ripple Labs President Monica Long in an exclusive interview with Fast Forecast. And remember, Monica Long taking over the realm at XRP and really set to work, forgetting about the court case with the SEC and really building out Ripple and this journey into CBDCs or the alternatives, which Ripple could be a very big player in that space. Monica Long went on to say crypto businesses in the US may likely face challenges in finding local banking partners after the collapse of Silvergate Bank, Silicon Valley Bank, and Signature Bank, 3 major crypto-focused banks in the country. And it's important for the US to embrace this innovation and make it work within their regulatory systems so that we're protecting consumers but allowing innovation to thrive. Right now, it's a bleak picture for the US with this crypto crackdown. We've talked about that actually other countries around the world, such as Dubai, such as the UAE, even parts of Europe are welcoming cryptocurrency innovation, exchanges, and projects. And ultimately, the US could well find themselves left behind when it comes to cryptocurrency innovation. What XRP and particularly Monica Long continue to do is ensure they're focusing on XRP. They continue to focus on building out the ecosystem and really bringing their product to market while at the same time fighting this court case. Very similar to Binance, who is also being attacked by the CFTC. What's interesting, though, is Binance adding a new XRP trading pair right after they got sued by the CFTC. The new pair is with a stablecoin, and it is XRP TUSD. Now, interesting to see where we have exchanges like Coinbase who have removed XRP pairings that have low volume. Could this be a mistake on Coinbase's behalf? And actually, right now, when we look at the trading volume for XRP, well, things are going in the direction that I think we all expected to do so. But it doesn't stop there. With Ripple, they are continuing to build out, and it says, with a global interest in growing exploration of CBDCs, hashtag privacy has become a critical aspect to consider. Learn more and read the DEA white paper with contributions from Ripple's head of digital currency products and solutions. And I think, again, this showcases what XRP is all about. They are here to support the build out of cryptocurrency. They want to explore the role of CBDCs and ultimately position themselves to be that coin of the future, supporting both innovation and contributions to really build out the cryptocurrency network. And finally, everybody is eagerly anticipating the outcome of the XRP SEC case. Well, a Ripple insider remains hopeful that XRP will rocket to a monster rally after the positive court ruling. I think we're all in a world where all of this from the SEC is almost highlighting how, how risky they feel or how vulnerable they feel in this XRP case. And as XRP is approaching Judgment Day, well, the founder of legal news outlet Crypto Law, John Deaton, is positive the spat between Ripple and the SEC is coming to an end soon. In a March 27 Twitter post, Deaton opinioned that judge decision is coming within the next few weeks and even as early as next week. The comms after Ripple filed a letter notice of supplementary authority to further bolster their fair notice defense, said that the notice drew on the legal brawl between Voyager and the SEC, in which the judge overseeing the case, Michael Wills, denied the regulator's objections to hinder the sale of bankrupt crypto lender Binance US. But that is the big thing right now. Are we going to get the outcome of the case? What will it do to the price of XRP? Well, I'm hearing $10. I'm hearing $12. I'm hearing a significant uptrend for XRP. Ultimately, all is going to depend on the outcome of that case. But everything right now, when you look at Ripple, is they are continuing to build out. They are continuing to ensure their ecosystem is thriving, and they are absolutely working hard to bring cryptocurrency to the masses. We'll keep you up to date with everything that's going on with XRP, but be sure to let me know in the comments down below. Where do you think the price will be if Ripple wins the case in the SEC? If you did enjoy this content and you like this video, be sure to subscribe to the channel for more. Also, turn the notification bell on so you know when we go live or upload our latest content. And as ever, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.
All right, shout out to 2-Bit Crypto. Thought it was a good video, especially, with these prices of XRP pumping to these new marks, right? Some of these people feel as though we haven't seen this in a very, very long time. We haven't. Glad to see some of his TNA. So yeah, give him a follow if you haven't done so already. I know a lot of you guys follow him. And thank you again to Mr. 2-Bit Crypto. I'm gonna read this comment, and basically it's from Menelik. Bitcoin is too slow, too unscalable, too energy intensive, and its hash is controlled by China. Thank you for that. All right. Let me see here. All right, I think I read some of these comments or near them earlier, so let me just jump further down. Yeah, this thing is just kind of going on waves. All right, let's read this one. Twitch Radio, just out of curiosity, does anyone else mine Picoin? Yeah, this gets brought up once in a while, right? Been doing it for 2 years now, and they are launching their chain sometime the next few months. All right. OG Crypto, you're pretty brave in your mom's basement. Pretty brave in your mom's basement. I don't know what you're talking about. Made by a bunch of Stanford PhDs. Toxic-ish. I know how to spell hey you. Huh. I don't know if you have a conversation with somebody. Anyway. All right, so Magic Power, the crypto price is only building with circulation supply in exchanges. Calvin says, no lie to expect XRP to break out. Good for them. Yeah, I mean, some people just want to see instantly go to like $1 or more. I mean, it takes time, but, like I always mention, I mean, is the utility being fully utilized? No, but we are seeing a taste of that particular volume in light of, some of the recent things that have happened, right? ISO 222 going live and so on. So it is what it is, and we're glad to have pointed some of these things out in the past, and we will continue to point some of that out, right? I'd like to welcome Burke. Yep, I don't accept Bitcoin, Ethereum for my business. Too slow, too much fees. Well, good for you, man. OG Crypto says 10 to 15 for XRP possibly. And you're having a conversation with Blackwood. Okay. Let me go ahead and get back into our coverage that we have here. We still have quite a bit left. So let's jump into it. Yeah, XRP kind of dominated the day, but rightfully so. So let's get into some more of what we have for you guys. Actually, on this particular one, I think we might be done with some of the XRP. Give me a second. Yeah, it looks like we are. So we're going to kick it into our next segment. And I want to give a shout out to Tim Shea, who brought this originally to my attention. Some of you guys are into this. Some of you guys aren't. So let's jump into this. And it's this right here. Hold on a second. Here we go. All right. So it's the XX network, double X. I don't know if that's the right way to pronounce it. This has an unconfirmed market cap of 41,439,365. A current rank on CMC of close to 5,000, right? Like, wow. So, you know, could this be a low cap gem, micro cap gem? Well, that's up for you, up to you to basically decide. But look at this. Self-reported circulating supply is 178,688,463. We might be able to verify the max supply like on CoinGecko or whatnot, but total supply is slightly under, looks like 1 billion, right? All right, so what is this and what's it all about and why should it matter? Well, the main thing is what you're going to see on this brief intro, and we'll go into a little bit more in regards to this. Let me do share tab this instead. Here we go. Let me blow this up for you. So here's a brief introduction about double X. Introduction. The XX network is made up of a fast, low-fee, quantum-ready Layer 1 blockchain and the most private communications network in the world. The project was founded by cryptographer David Schwam, if I pronounce that right, the godfather of digital currency and private technology. Using the XXDK, any application or blockchain can route their traffic through the double X network's communications layer, I should say, and protected privacy and quantum secure end-to-end encryption to their transactions. The double X Messenger mobile app is the first decentralized quantum secure end-to-end encrypted messenger in the world, available on major app stores. The XX Messenger's performance has already attracted daily users in over 65 countries. The double X network also utilizes nominated proof of stake NPOS to incentivize all coin holders to run and elect nodes, as well as participate in the governance of the platform via on-chain DAO. The double X network mainnet launched in November of 2021. And totaling 1 billion, totaling, I should say, I think that's maybe a language barrier for them. 1 billion coins will be issued over the next 5 years with some deflationary mechanisms such as coin burning. So that part's good because if they didn't address that, that would have been pretty bad. So there's a brief intro. You may be wondering, well, can you give me a little bit more in regards to this? I definitely can. So I'm going to share this, and this is straight from their site. All right. But one of the main things I want to point out is this. Why does this matter? Well, if anything, yeah, I understand with some of the recent flood with Cypherium. So people feel as though like, well, I guess that was the reason why it was never mentioned in the same mix with the other ISOs, right? Some people consider it sketchy, whatever the case be. I don't really think that's the case. We talked about a lot yesterday. But there are projects, whether it's from ISO 222 related tokens and coins, that should be part of the mix, but don't consistently get put into the mix. I think this is another example of that. So we follow here at CMC what I refer to as the top 20 of the quantum financial system, and I can show you how to look this up real quick. Let's see, I'll show you this just real briefly. So if you go to Google, right, and you type in the quantum financial system CMC, you can go to CMC and it's going to give you the top quantum financial system, right? It's basically 20 particular coins and tokens. Most of these are from the ISOs, right? So the point is, you can go here and you can see all these, right? XRP, Stellar, HBAR. I mean, a lot of great quality projects, Flare, right? And the consistent thing is, I mean, these are really doing well. I mean, they actually need to update this versus Alliance Block, but like Nexera. But the point is, the consistent thing about utility and the consistent thing in regards to being part of the quantum financial system, right? And if anything, they take off ALBT, right? Replace it with Nexera, and then if anything, also maybe add double X. Why is that? Like again, it's because it is part of the quantum financial system. That's one of the main reasons why we're looking into it. And I'm glad Tim Shea brought this up. So building a world where your life belongs to you, introducing the Double X network, the first and only quantum resistant and privacy focused blockchain ecosystem. Now, just like anything, right? Do more of your own research. I'm not telling you to jump into this by all means. I wouldn't advise aping into anything, especially, if you didn't do your own research. And that's basically the definition of aping into something, when you don't do your own research. But anyway, yes, here's their site. It says build on the XX network, start using the blockchain of the future, the only layer 1 protocol protected against quantum computing attacks. That in itself sounds pretty cool. Here's this particular example. Like you say here, I want a secure blockchain with fast performance and efficient transactions. Well, the Double X network uses game-change technology to offer this and more. All right. Looks like they've had some of these. What's this? It kind of looks like a town hall or presentation. But so join the XX movement. Be part of a community dedicated to private and secure communication for all. The XX movement is a diverse group of people from around the globe that care about protecting personal data from bad actors. Something that we talk a lot about here in that regard is data, right? Jasmine, you could throw IOTA into the mix. We don't talk about that a lot. Constellation DAG, Energy Web Token. But the key thing is data, right? And I also want to say I'm not personally invested into this, but it's definitely, one that I feel as though, hey, might as well mention it to you guys. You could decipher if it's something that you want to obviously get into. They have been featured in some top publications, Fortune, Wall Street Journal, CoinDesk, obviously Forbes, right? There's multiple resources on this, like, the tokenomics, the use cases. So for the purposes of this particular segment, we will jump into the use cases, because at the end of the day, that's probably one of the main things you want to know about. Why jump into something like this if you don't know the use case? And that'd be a very good question. So this was published originally July 28th of 2022. And, it mentions all these things about, communication being the foundation of the internet, right? All that good stuff, right? But look what it says here. The XX network is a revolution in the way we build and use communication platforms that make the internet so ubiquitous in our daily lives. XX network provides private communications infrastructure that isn't owned by a corporation, individual, or government. On top of that, the XX network can't scoop up your data or your identity, and it can't be censored nor be discovered even by the most determined actors. Ensured by cryptography, the XX network is owned and operated by its users. Me can run the servers and make the decisions. One of the beautiful things I love back in the day, I know this seems like an apples and oranges comparison, but it's not really, right? I'm just trying to give you an example. So one of the things I used to love back in the day with my gaming community, what kept us as a thriving gaming community, was the tools and resources that we have. Dedicated server files, right? A proper anti-cheat, and the tools as an SDK for we could be a particular platform where we can decide what happens on our platform. So just like it says here, that the network is owned by its users, meaning you run the servers and make the decisions. And the wonderful thing about it was, unlike if you want to go play like, like Call of Duty, Modern Warfare 2 and stuff like that, you're thrown into the mix with a bunch of, I hate to use this expression, part of my expression, a bunch of assets that you might not want to be with. With this, think about it, it's not gaming, right? But you call the shots, you run the servers, and you make the decisions. That's pretty cool. The XX coin represents your voice in the network. It's used to vote, exchange value, and incentivize you to run a server or a node. It also gives uncensored access to the most private decentralized communication networks in the world. The full rundown on the XX network tokenomics can be found here. And I would totally advise you to look more into that if you want a broader understanding about the tokenomics. This is just basically like a quick intro. Now, what is the XX coin? It is a native digital currency on the XX network. Well, no kidding. The secure digital currency can be traded among individuals and institutions, and all XX coin wallets are embedded with quantum secure keys, which will protect your assets in the event of quantum computing breakthrough. On top of that, XX coin plays an essential role in incentivizing network participation and decentralized governance through XX's network multifaceted tokenized reward structure. Now, at the end of the day, everybody wants to be rewarded in something. So let's look at this for just a brief moment. It says that if you choose to run an active node, the coin holders can become the XX network's node operator and earn XX coins in exchange for helping secure the network. It's incentivizing security. That is really cool. Prospective validators must stake a minimum of 1,000 XX coins and track nominations and stakes from the community to be elected. Now, I want to throw this out there, right? What is something that's somewhat similar to this, but in reality not part of the quantum financial system? To a sense, it's Hex with the staking. I just thought I'd throw that into the mix. Once elected, every validator is equal, meaning their XX coin staking rewards are not proportional to the validator's stake, but rather determined by a point-based system that measures each validator's relative blockchain performance, for example, uptime, block production, and so on. Today, it takes over 100,000 XX in nominations to become a node on the XX network blockchain. Now, of course, there's a whole thing about how you can nominate an active node, but how about this real quick? Build an actual XX app. This is good because, as we know, moving forward into Web3, it is projects that have solid apps and are building on that. That's key because we want to see some of that utility being used. So let's talk about that real quick. The XX Foundation has launched a special grant initiative. What's the key thing here? I want to also point this out. Shout out to the Jasmine community. You'll see this happening more and more when it comes to projects that focus on data when it comes to a grant initiative. I just thought I'd throw in my 2 cents in regards to that. You see it with Jasmine, you see it with other few projects. Why is that? Because it incentivizes devs to come in and build on the platform. You have more devs come build on the platform, you're building an ecosystem. It's a win-win. You want to see that. So just like it says, it's going to jumpstart the development and deployment of privacy preserving decentralized apps using the XXDK. The program will award individual grants of, listen to this, up to 1 million XX coins for each successful submission. So for one, it's like, you're attracting people to come build on your platform. And then on top of that, instead of just, having, saying, oh yeah, you could build on here and good luck to you. No, that's not the case. You are literally making something in which they get awarded, like in a contest, if you will, the grand prize of what? Some of what you see here, 1 million XX coins for each successful submission. And on top of that, it says an initial pool of 10 million XX coins, and the Elixir team will be involved as advisors for every grant project accepted at the stage. So they don't just say, hey, you won and good luck to you, and you don't get no help. You get help from the beginning and to the end. So that's pretty darn cool. Now, in regards to building an ecosystem real quick, listen what it says in this. The XX Network's treasury was created to fund bounties and rewards for ongoing development of the XX ecosystem through activities proposed by the council, the tech committee, or the community at large. Join the Discord, Telegram if you want. I'm not a big Telegram guy, let's be honest. Discord, I'm cool with. To learn more about the new community initiatives and contribute ideas on how to grow this ecosystem. Now, just real quick, how about the usage? XX Network was founded on the belief that no matter where you are in the world, you should be able to communicate and transact privately without any warning, whether you are a digital footprint and so on, external party, right? But look what it says right here. Private communications. The uses of the XX Network's private communication layer is designed, and this is the key area that we're looking for, designed to be accessible to anyone with suitable mobile phone. The system is currently designed to be a free-to-use XX user accounts who stake or burn a small number of XX coins in order to acquire free postage. The this allotted free postage is sufficient for most users' day-to-day messaging needs. However, organizations and independent developers who want to deploy and operate dApps and smart contracts on the XX network will need to pay an additional bandwidth using XX coins. Now, you may think that part sucks. It doesn't suck. The reason why it doesn't suck, that's where the utility kicks in. And you have to have some sort of utility kicking in before you can see, let's face it, we all want to see upside potential. To me, personally, while some people may, not be okay with this, you got to keep in mind the fees is not like Ethereum, right? You're not getting slapped with some garbage. So that's cool to see that. And it says in the future, they will roll out additional mechanisms for acquiring and using free postage or to benefit regular XX users, but the demand for the XX coin will continue to grow. So it's kind of like in the short term, using the utility, in the long term, recognizing that this could be a complaint. Why be on this particular platform when there's other ones where they don't have this particular thing and so on? But the key thing is, like it says, that in order to benefit regular XX users, the demand for the coin will continue to grow. So again, supply and demand and meeting those particular demands. And if anything, recognizing that here's what's going on with your community, here's what's going on with your particular platform, making adjustments to meet those supplies and demands. That's being transparent. That's a good thing. There's more in regards to secure payments. They have this whole breakdown of coin distribution. Let's talk about that for just a brief moment. No, I'm not being paid by this project or anything like that. Just this is one Tim pointed out, and I think it's solid because again, we focus on the quantum financial system, the ISOs. Why not mention this? Why not take more of a deeper look into it, right? So, how about this? So it says vesting, right? You have no lockup or vest, but are subject to a 28-day unbonding period when unstaked. In regards to the supply is 30%. Algorithmically distributed to stakers in the XX network to incentivize users to stake in the mainnet. You have all this particular breakdown of what goes to the team, partners, and foundation. Hold on, what's the other one real quick? There was this one last area I want to draw your attention to. Hold on. Oh, it is this right. We're talking about, okay, yeah. This right here, you want to pay attention to this. It says the XX network will gradually transition to an inflationary model with a maximum annual coin supply. Because this is something I was wondering about. Because, currently speaking, we saw the supply where we said basically it was what? Like, let me double check that. I'm just jump back to that tab. So, regards to supply, reaching 1 billion, so that on the surface, it's like, well, that's not too bad. What if it just stays at that? They have announced that that's going to increase. So some people may have that too. Well, that's a negative aspect. They have, of course, a response to that. And the response to that is a little bit like what you see here. And that is the network will gradually transition to an inflationary model with a maximum annual coin supply inflation rate of 6.5%, which will be distributed via block rewards to all XX coin holders staking in active nodes. The coin's inflation rate will follow a curve, listen to this, starting with higher inflation to support the early network before tapering down to the main network. So at least they answer this, because that would have been a total issue. That for a lot of people, that would have been make it or break it, right? But you got to point out some of these things. It says the majority of the inflationary reward is given to the nodes and coin holders, and a portion is transferred to the on-chain treasury, which is controlled by XX coin holders. So again, you can take more of your own deeper dive into this. I thought it was pretty cool. Doesn't necessarily mean I want to jump right into it, but I think there's definitely potential here. And why is there such potential in regards to XX? It's kind of like what you see right here. It is a micro cap. I mean, they only have a market cap of what? Unconfirmed 41 million, right? I guess you could say low cap, right? Not really micro. Micro would have been like something like some of the other projects that we've seen. There was not even $1 million yet. They're like 560,000, right? But the key thing is, it's part of the quantum financial system. That's one of your main key takeaways. Is there enough upside potential with this? Well, it could very well be. And right now it's hovering around 23 cents. So again, just like anything, do more of your own research. Maybe even read the description that you see here, a little bit more of what we talked about, from CMC. But let me know what you think. Let Tim know what you think in regards to XX. Do you hold XX? Why do you hold XX? And if anything, what is one of the key things that stands out for this project compared to other projects that are part of the quantum financial system, like other projects built on Stellar, right? For instance, what's a good example? A good example would be like Stronghold or some of these other ones, right? All right, so let me jump back into the comments. And thank you to Mr. Tim Shea for sharing that. Let's see where we're at. All right. I think I'm way further down. My bad. All right. Want to welcome Edward Vincent, Sir Max, everyone. Thank you, Edward, for being here. Blackwood says phone Max, Fire Sticks Max, in perfect sync Max Fi. All right. Coochie Boy, if you're buying for the long term, a few cents doesn't matter. Okay. Metalike, I do not like Charles Hoskinson after his ETH defense and XRP attack, but I respect what he's trying to do for unbanked poor Africans, so it's a wash. That is a great way of looking at it. Yeah. All right. That's all. Let me look again. I see it's locked. Coochie Boy, people waiting to catch a dip may end up buying it at 65 cents if they're waiting on a red. All right. Thank you also, Coochie Boy, for your perspective on that. All right, so let's see here. Let's see what we're talking about. Let's highlight that from Calvin. Let's get more into our news. So we talked quite a bit about, XX, obviously another X, which is XRP. A lot of talks about the X's. So let's jump into something, just the only brief Jasmine news we have of the day, actually. And shout out to Mr. Manila Will. All right, straight from the Philippines. Jasmine, 46,969 holders. That much more closer to reaching some of these milestones. Pretty cool stuff, right? And if anything, look at the total token supply, 50 billion. Did you know that when it came to Jasmine, or comes to Jasmine, we will have 100% in circulation, I believe, by the end of the year. But even currently speaking, we are at 95%, right? So that's cool stuff. He's been tracking a lot of this via Etherscan. I mean, you can look more into this if you want. Here it is from what you saw earlier, right? But I don't know. It's cool that we have somebody like him keeping track of all this stuff, right? All right. So just a brief little segment in regards to the whole thing with Jasmine. Let's jump into some other particular coverage. So there's this, and let me see where we're at on that. Here we go. So let's jump into XDC. As you can see right here, it says the deployment timeline. The tentative deployment timeline of the bridge mechanism as follows. The first bridge, which has already been deployed, it is between the XDC testnet, Apothem, and the Flare network testnet, which is Coston, if I'm pronouncing that right. The second bridge, which will be deployed after a sufficient testing period, will be between the XDC mainnet and Songbird, Flare network's Canary network. At the beginning, this bridge will support a single asset, XDC tokens. Therefore, users on XDC will be able to create and use wrapped XDC on Songbird. And I know some of you guys are into Songbird, but thought I'd point some of that out. Thought it was pretty cool. I think there's a little bit more in regards to this. So give me just a second. There is. So look at this. This is from Enosis. It says our Coston Apotheum bridge is now fully operational with all 5 validators online. You can look more into this with the white paper. I'm going to show you some key highlights from that because, like he said, stay tuned. Public testing on the bridge is right around the corner. Get ready to experience it firsthand. Now, you may wonder, this, that's cool, but I don't understand some of this stuff. I'm going to show you just a brief bit from the white paper. I know white papers can be boring, but we're going to get into some of the brief little snippets from this white paper. So I brought up their white paper, and there are just like 8 key areas. And the beautiful thing of the Control F, right? Like back when I was in college, maybe you guys do this too. Or if you're very old school, you didn't have PDFs. We had to do textbook. My God, this would have helped you. But I always tell all my students, look, don't go with, you want to be old school like your parents. All right, that's fine. But you got to save yourself a lot of time if you just go with a PDF, right? Or an ebook. I always tell my students, go with the ebook. Why is that? Control F is your best friend. It saves so much time. So let me just kind of save you guys time instead of boring you with everything. So I did a little Control F. I did review this earlier. Let's talk about the validators for just a brief bit, right? So their validators are going to be the set of validators is split among 2 committees in regards to this topic. The first committee consists of 2 members who act as the development team of the bridge. These entities are Enosis. Actually, let me see if I blow it up a little bit because I know maybe you want that. Hold on a second. Let me see. I guess that's going to be the biggest one I'll be able to do because otherwise it's going to look kind of funky. All right, so there we go. All right, so in regards to this, right, the first committee consists of 2 members who act as the development team of the bridge. These entities are Gnosis and Common Prefix. These threshold for requiring, or so I should say, reaching a quorum. That is the minimum number of parties in this, in this committee that need to approve a request before it's executed is 1, which is 50%. The second committee consists of 3 members who act as the users and parties of the interest for the bridge. These entities are XTC Community, XTC Foundation, and Nordso, not Nostro. The threshold for reaching a quorum in this committee is 2, which is 66%. To execute a request, a quorum on both committees is needed. Therefore, at least 1 attestation from the first committee and at least 2 attestations from the second committee are needed. Now, of course, there's restrictions, but look what also is mentioned in regards to XDC. The deployment timeline, and some of you guys do pay attention to this stuff, so this is good. The tentative deployment timeline in regards to this bridge mechanism is as follows. The first bridge, which has already been deployed, is between XDC testnet, Apothem, and the Flare network testnet, which is Coston. The second bridge, like we mentioned from earlier, right, on the original snippet, we talked about it, but let's jump in a little bit more further down. And as you can see right here, it says that the following 2 bridges are expected to be deployed, and that's one of the main things you could say that we should pay attention to. The first will be between Ethereum's testnet, Gorilla, and Flare Network's testnet, which is Coston. The second will be between Ethereum mainnet and also Songbird. And they're going to have confirmation times in regards to this. The confirmation times that bridge validators need to wait till deposit is finalized are as follows. XDC uses instant finality. Yes, instant finality in regards to its proof of stake mechanism, where a committee of validators signs blocks and a block is finalized with a 2/3 of all validators who sign it. So the bridge validators need to wait until a deposit is published in a block with 2/3 of signatures. In regards to Flare, I know some of you guys are into Flare. They use a variant of Avalanche's Snowman ++ algorithm. And although in Flare, the election probability depends on FTSO performance instead of depending only on stake as in Avalanche, the consensus mechanism is the same as the original. Therefore, the confirmation time depends on the parameters. For example, like some of the technical stuff you see here. Some of you guys don't get this, and it's okay. Quorum size and the decision threshold. In Flare Network, you have this particular equation. Therefore, validators need to wait until transaction is accepted by 15 of 20 parties in 15 consecutive examples. And of course, it gives you an example in regards to Ethereum. But last but not least, I want to talk about the protocol fees for just a brief moment. It says, as discussed above, we didn't get into this too much, but it states the fees which are paid by the users are split among the validators and the protocol's development team. In the implementation of the latter are kept only on one side, namely on the side of the bridge that lives in the Flare network. The fees on the other side of the bridges to various ledgers are claimed entirely by the validators. Specifically, the bridge will charge 1% transaction values in fees. These are split equally between protocol fees, which are given to Gnosis for the bridge development, and the validators. At the ecosystem's onset, each of the 5 validators described above will have an equal claim on validator fees, which is 0.1% of each transaction's amount. Now, you may be wondering, why the heck you even mentioned some of this technical stuff, Max? The reason why I want to mention this is because for those who are kind of like wondering, well, why is XDC kind of starting to pop off? And we saw that. Why is Flare popping off and so on? Keep in mind the supply and demand for some of these technical things that you see happening in the background that you may not understand. This gives you a brief breakdown of what's to come. And anything, I just thought, you know what? Why not share some of this with you guys? Because I know some of you guys do study some of this stuff. All right. That's from this particular white paper of the Gnosis Bridge white paper. I thought I'd bring that to you. I'm going to kick it back into the comments. And if anything, let's see how we're doing. Let's see where we're at on the comments. Hold on a second. So we got Burke, who says, ever wish you found ADA for 1 cent? Oh, yeah, totally. That's happening right now with KAS. Really? Okay. Interesting with Caspa. Well, here's the thing. I did that little brief intro in regards to Caspa. If anybody wants to know more about Caspa, I'll show you this real quick. We did have it featured on our channel. And let me show you what I'm talking about. Hold on. So here we go. You can go to Crypto Talk Now either through ctnnetwork.net or straight through YouTube. Just scroll down, and it's this one right here. Caspa, brief intro. I mean, some people say it's a deep dive. I mean, it's 15 and a half minutes. I don't really, to me, a proper deep dive is like a half an hour more. That's just my opinion. People could agree with that. Teach us on. Anyway, there's a brief intro in regards to Caspa. Now, why Caspa? Well, if you're wondering, you know, you're like, I'm into so many different projects. I can't get into another project. I get you. I'm not into Caspa, but you want to know why I have been thinking about getting into Caspa? I'll show you why. All right. So when it comes to Caspa, you got to keep in mind the guy who originally introduced this to me, shout out to Papa X Max. He's the same guy that introduced Rio to our community. And of course, when I introduced it, was at 8 cents. It popped up off to over 30. People are really pleased with that. But for long term, that's the main thing. Like he pointed out, like, man, this thing could be, you know, really, really high up there in market cap. And of course, that's going to increase the price significantly. It's a huge upside potential, right? Even on the short term. Even on for swing trading, it's unbelievable. All right, here's Caspa. And without getting further into it, especially if you're new, I'm just going to give you the magic moment, all right? There's not a lot of charts that look like this. This alone, I'm just going to throw this out there. This may want you to look more into Caspa. Watch this. Look at that. Look at this. Since June of 2022, isn't that the most... You guys brag about GBEX, and rightfully so. Don't get me wrong. Like, I'm with you, right? Solid project for XDC. But if you're looking at that, based on, like, that's a healthy chart... To me, this blows everything away as far as a healthy chart. Look at that. This is all the way back from summer of 2022, right? We're about to approach the 1 year mark of this. And it's just been, you know, how many projects have a falling knife, right? Especially in the crypto winter, right? Look at this. It's just, there might be other, don't get me wrong, there might be other projects where have a lot more healthier charts. By all means, present them. I don't want to turn this to a 5-hour show, but what I'm saying is this is a really impressive chart. I mean, that alone, to me, would make anybody want to learn more about this. And of course, there's a brief intro that we have, but yeah, shout out to all you guys who already know about this stuff. Pretty impressive stuff. All right, let me go further down. You're talking to Menelect. Okay, hold on a second. Brian Dowie, starting to read all your comments now, my friend. Great Coochie Boy, maybe more. Thanks, Max. You're welcome. Jasmine, I like it. Yeah. Yeah, just a little brief stuff about Jasmine. The other things I want to cover, I'm doing a couple more deep dives in regards to Jasmine. Some new things been happening. There's also some old research I want to get into that Zippy has shared with me. Great content creator. Been doing the heavy lifting long before I ever showed up. Just the whole key thing though is embracing communities that have already done, I guess you could say, the heavy lifting, and recognizing them recognizing us. All that stuff is great, but I mean, the key thing is just the proper research. I mean, fudders just, they can't really do much when they haven't done much of their own research. I won't state this guy's name. I don't even read his comment because I don't want to give him much attention. But he came back with a comment, real nasty one. Like before, he used to call me like an asshole and all that. But my key thing was, I'm not going to even read some of these guys' comments because if anything, they want the attention. Why give them any proper attention? But I put out a Jasmine video, and this guy responds with something like, it was such a weak defense, really. It was kind of like one of those things like, well, it's a scam because I said it is. Okay, that's your defense. That's pretty weak, man. All right, but it is what it is. All right, Tim Shea, there's an unlock liquidity button, but I didn't try it. Okay. Oh, that was in regards to I think our XX coverage. All right, let me see further down where we're at. All right, let's see. River, free is wicked. IE Edge, I think you mean. All right. Burke says, unblock Origin is the only good blocker, not even YouTube video ads. All right. Let me go further down. Stevie, he loves his KS. Yeah, I mean, a lot of you guys are like really gung-ho about this project. Burke, Brave, Chrome, Edge are all Chrome. Different owners, different skins. Interesting. Bill Gators, what about Jasmine? We're just pointing out this milestone I think that we're really coming close to accomplishing. That's all. Steve says we'll be a top 10 in regards to cast, but if they keep doing what we saw on the chart, I mean, look at this. Yeah, I don't know about top 10. I mean, you got to keep in mind there's some real standout ones in top 10. I mean, let me just point that out real quick. Let's just share this tab real quick. Top 10. I mean, look at some of the players. I mean, you got to keep in mind you even have Tether. I mean, they do move a lot of volume, right? But I mean, you have Bitcoin, Ethereum. That's two right there. Tether because of all the volume of USDT. BNB is always going to be in the mix. So I mean, in reality, those are probably going to be the top four for a while until obviously the real utility run happens. USDC, even XRP is part of that mix. Could they come for Cardano? Maybe. Okay. I would say that could be valid, right? Polygon, it's a stretch. Dogecoin, yeah, you can come after Dogecoin. Solana, right? So maybe that does happen. You know what? I guess I could go with you on that. But you would have to break into the range of what? At least, I would say 8 billion in market cap. Do they go to at least 8 billion in market cap? I think you guys' answer is yes. So maybe there you go. I guess I just hopped on board with that. How about that? All right, let's see here. We have KAS Loop WTK. Burke says his KS is under 1 cent. She gonna go? Oh, cool stuff. Brian Dowie, laughing my freaking you-know-what off. Thanks for reading most of my comments. You're very welcome, my friend. I said, you know what? I'm gonna look at Brian Dowie and I'm gonna visualize his comments as being like great big bold letters. I don't know. Hey, there's Quant Papa. Good to see you, man. Quant Papa. You know what, Quant Papa, if you're watching, I don't know if you're this type of person. So I never asked you this before, but I might as well ask you right now. So, obviously Greg Lunt, he showed his face. He's on screen. There's some guys that are just nervous about that. and I respect your decision if you don't want this. But I just want to throw this out there, Quan Papa. I have been asked by members of our community through DMs. I think even a few people have said on the live and comments, you know, hey, you should try to get Quant Papa on the show. And my thing is, you know, it's like maybe you're not the type of person that wants to do that. You know what I mean? Because I mean, I get that. You know what I mean? I used to be the type of guy which I would make like Battlefield videos and then also Call of Duty videos. I never showed my face, but like I would talk. And then on top of that, you know, like my Maximus Crypto YouTube channel before it came up here with Larry and Crypto Talk Now. That was a big jump to go from just talking on the video, kind of like Richard Common Sense Crypto does, to this whole thing of, you know, everybody sees my face and all that stuff. So you're more, I just throwing this out there. The invitation's there. You are more than welcome to come on, even if you didn't show your face. You just want to talk. You know what I mean? You're more than welcome to do that. If you don't want to talk, you're like, man, I just want to continue to do me and just you know, provide you guys the research, where the case be. We totally understand, but the invitation's there. And if you ever did change your mind or whatever the case be, this is me extending out the invitation. So glad to have you here, Quant Papa. Give Quant Papa a follow. A lot of our videos are obviously chopped up from what Quant Papa does a great job of chopping up. You can follow him on Twitter. Just simply type in Quant Papa. There is no other Quant Papa, so his name will come up instantly. And then if you want his exact Twitter handle, I'm sure he'll provide it, which I think it's just Quant_Papa, but I don't have it handy at the moment. Max, thanks, Max, for reading most of Brian's comments. Yes, you're very welcome. You guys are horrible. Max is awesome. You read most of Brian's comments. Oh, that's funny. Yeah, for the most part. I mean, my thing is, oh, shoot, man, it's getting warmer in here, and my dang legs are sticking to this chair. Anyway, I think I just ripped off some hair, but anyway. No, it wasn't Caroline's, as you guys would say, but yes, you're very welcome. Great stream and 100 free XRP. Okay. Come on, Papa. Hope you do fine too, Max. Yeah, you're welcome. All right, let's see where we're at. Excuse me. Coochie Boy, is it dexpools.com or dexpool.io? I think it's dexpools. I think it's .io, but don't quote me on it. I think it's .io. QNT will do good. Is there a daddy? Quant Papa's a legend. Yes, he is. All right, Max, Larry, Quant Papa, be regular live stream would be epic. Oh my God. Oh, jeez. Talking about trying to stay on focus, and then it's just like, you know, you gotta tell these damn kids to get off my damn lawn. When I was your age, I had to walk to school. Shut up and sit down. I said no. It'd be something like that. Like, yeah. Anyway. All right, let's go further down. Blackwood, Biden better not be serious about the VPN ban, because if so, then he can be a one-term president, for as I'm concerned. Yeah, that's too much control. Yeah, and that would be my attitude as well. That'd be way, way too much control. And here's the sad thing. He probably would forget about it. God, I don't want to turn this political. Sorry, because that's very divisive, but I'll just throw in my last 2 cents. He probably would forget about it. And then you would have to have one of his Joe Schmoes remind him, hey, Mr. President, you did state this. Oh, yeah, that's right. I did. All right. Tim Shea, throw the likes of Mike Cornwell in there too. Yeah, that'd be an interesting show. Right on. So Quant Papa, or I think he meant Papa paper. It's like Ada and the white paper. No, not really. All right. Blackwood, if not for the VPN, I wouldn't have been able to get the 100 XRP. Ooh, interesting. So he didn't do the KuCoin route? Huh. All right. LOL, you can't ban Onion. I know where you're going with that. But you also got to be careful with some of that stuff too. All right, so it's invasion of privacy. He can die off with his junkie son of a wow. Wow. All right. Jeez, starting to get kind of hardcore. Papa Doc, what you gonna do? Scared to look at his freaking yearbook. Claire Brook. You guys know what movie that's from. All right, let's go ahead and highlight that. I think we have just a little bit more in regards to our coverage. Let me see where we're at. So we talked about the whole thing with XDC, talked about Gnosis Bridge, which is cool stuff. Some of you guys are into this stuff, some of you guys aren't. Let's get into this right here. Hold on a second. It's going to exit out some of these tabs because I don't really need them anymore. Going to let some of my memory go away. All right. Here's a little update for Rio. Yeah, I actually did a Rio update for a change. Yeah. So it says huge news, Rio listing on MEXC. Now, you guys talked about this. Some of you already know about this. Just another reason, add to the list of why it's a 1000x potential gem. For those looking to purchase Rio on MEXC, sign up with this link if you want. Or you could use, maybe somebody else's link, right, from our community. But yeah, strong community plus organic growth equals constant progress. Rio will list on MEXC as an Algorand ASA. Let's blow it up. Here it is. Pretty cool stuff. And yeah, there you go. That is cool. So it was worth mentioning, worth sharing. Some of you guys did mention the whole thing that they're going to get listed on MEXC. And I thought that was big because you know what? As we speak, when you look more into Rio, let's pull that up real quick. I mean, there's not many exchanges. You want to get this, you got to go kind of like the Uniswap route, or yeah, it's kind of like what we see here. Uniswap, if you live in the United States, you can't go the OKX route. I mean, shout out to Volt. I mean, I'm glad that, they had a centralized exchange, list them and so on. But in reality, most people in a Volt are probably here in the United States. But yeah, you can't really buy this on OKX because immediately they're going to see that you're in the US. But again, you could go with a VPN, like Blackwood was saying. I did check out Tiny Man, and it's just basically kind of like a really miniature swap, kind of like Uniswap. You can connect your wallet and all that. I never heard of them. I don't know if I'm going to trust something like that. You know what I mean? There's BU. I don't know if that one is not friendly with US, but in reality, for most of us, Uniswap is the route we're going to have to go. Do not own any Rio yet. You got to keep in mind, I just finally got into LCX. Rio and Elk are the top of my list as far as small/micro cap ones and so on. Yeah, do I feel bad that I didn't get into Rio at 8 cents? Of course. I also don't like having constant extra medical bills. I don't like having to pay. Little known fact, but that's the reality for a lot of us, right? Another thing I don't do is I don't sell any of my crypto for a loss, so I don't make compromise. Sometimes if I'm up in the profits, I might switch one from another. I just don't want to do that. I could have done like the Doge route, like, hey man, I'm still way up in the profits on Doge or Shiba Inu. Some of those particular ones, just don't touch it and so on. But I waited, and I'm cool with that. Like I had to wait for LCX to go back down below 8 cents. I got into it the other day. I put 1,200 in. You could have, divided it in half and put some into Rio. My thing is this, it's okay. It's one of those things. I mean, I wouldn't mind paying 22 cents, a heck of a lot better than paying 30 cents. Because as you know, if you've been paying attention to this, so I'm going to share that particular tab. Sorry about that. As you can see, this is, even for swing trading, this is a good swing trade. I mean, you can literally see it, on the 7-day. It's constantly that way. So that's where it's at. They do have a confirmed market cap, as you can see here, $1.454 million. And then that max of total supply, that's what really makes this thing also stand out. The ties to, Wall Street, the ties to, obviously, the tokenization of real estate, right? But 75 million of these, that's it. That's it. That is really, really something else. All right, let's get back into the comments just briefly. See how we're doing with that. Blackwood says getting KS and Elk this weekend, hopefully. Cool stuff. So let's see here. Did I skip some comments? I did. Sorry about that. Boomer Alpha Sewer says FJB, LGB, you know me. Max Benelek put up a link for 100 free XRP Legend. Really? I didn't see that. I didn't see that. Sorry about that. Where was that? 100 free XRP, really? Oh man, I'm sorry, Menelect. I didn't mean to skip that. It's just sometimes, I mean, I don't know. I might not notice everything. Man. I didn't see it. Is it on Twitter? Where's it at? Let me know. And Max skipping so many comments. He's missing the free XRP. I'm not trying to miss so many comments. It's just at the same time, I just don't. There's times I don't mind going long on the show, and there's other times I don't want to go long on the show. So it is what it is. So all right. Oh, Dex pulled out. Okay, thank you, Melo. Let me take a look at that real quick. All right, Dex pull. I just thought somebody was asking for the URL for Dex pull. All right, let's share this pool. Oh, shoot, that's amazing. Well, check it out for yourself. You guys are obviously ready to. You have welcome bonus, 100 XRP. Get 10 days liquidity bonus. The offer is limited. At the end of the deposit term, you receive only profit. The percentage of rewards changes dynamically every 4 hours, whereas can't be less than. Huh. That's super cool. Claim bonus. All right, well, there you guys. I apparently already done it. So who wouldn't want an extra 100 of XRP? Cool stuff, man. Very, very cool. All right, well, sorry about that. Just didn't seem to see all that with me focusing so much on Brian Dowie's comments. I must have missed that one. I'm kidding. All right. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go in there probably after the show and look into that. Actually, I'll just keep that up there. Sorry about that. Hold on. Let me share that again. Share screen, tab, boom. There we go. All right. So thank you again to Menelect. That was super cool of you. Smash that like if you haven't done so already. Blackwood getting KS and Elk this weekend. Yeah, we said that. Ching will be the next big exchange. It's totally interoperable. Stevie, I do see the Terminator Gilbert photo. Look at Stevie. Look at them now. Look at Quant Papa. Tim Shea. I DM'd it to you, Max. 2. Magic Power. Mentellect. It seems you can only get at the end of the profits, not the whole XRPs. Tim Shea. Max, don't be sorry. Get yours. By the way, if you miss or wanted Tornado Swap, there's a new one. Houdini Swap tested. LOL. Where are we going with the show right now? Yeah, I know. Some guys are listening from work. I hear that a lot. Some people listen to it from their job. They're like, where the heck is this going? Well, we are Crypto Talk Now. News, education, and entertainment. But anyway. Quant Papa. Ha ha ha. Tim Shea. Magic. I think if you unlock the liquidity, you can remove it. I am leaving mine in for now. Get to the chopper. You do good at that. I try. All right, let me see what else we got for you guys real quick. Let me see. All right, speaking of, I love it when they call me Quant Papa, not because I shot you. Let me pull this up. So Mason versus Louise, who's a top influencer. I know I got to stop saying. He gave recognition to Mr. Quant Papa. I thought that was super cool because Mason, I mean, he's got like a lot of followers, like 100,000, 200,000. Eventually, we'll probably get to that, right? Like if we get to the, the bull run, and think of how many channels were built off of Shiba Inu. With all those guys only had I remember when some of those guys only had like under 10,000 subs, right? And then they blew up when SHIB blew up. Well, when the quantum financial system blows up, right? who knows? Maybe we'll blow up too. But shout out to Mason versus Luis. I do think he's a really good content creator. I need to follow him again because I unfollowed a whole bunch of people because I was trying to clean up my thing. And I was like, at the same time, I'm like, you know what? If you're not going to follow me back, what's the point of me following? That sounds bad. CEO Quant says they have millions of lines of code that is private and protected. So shout out to Quant Papa. You got Mason versus Luis, recognize you probably already saw. He's got 154,000 followers. And, Quant Papa, he's not really showing his face right now. Somewhere, I don't know if you're in France. I don't know where you I think you're somewhere in that region. When you saw it, you probably like, oh, yeah. You probably, yeah, I'm doing the Quant Papa, doing this thing, raising the roof, conversate for a few, because in a few, they will do what we came to do. Ain't that right, boo? True. So turn on the telly and come to the crib and watch a movie in the jacuzzi, baby. Anyway, sorry, Biggie Smalls had to. All right. They love it when they call him Quant Papa. CEO of Quant says they have millions of lines of code that is private and protected. And some of you guys are like, oh, man, I've seen this before. So what if you've seen it before? There's a lot of people who haven't seen it before. Are you the type of person in which you complain to your daughter or your niece about watching Frozen for the 100th time? No, you just watch it again because you're a good sport. So we love it when they call him Quant Papa. Let's go ahead and play this right now. Let's go. All right.
People don't understand technology. I'm really sorry, but there's a lot of people who speculate that they don't come from an enterprise background. They don't know how technology works. We don't publish all our code, obviously, for security reasons and IP. People sometimes have said there's 3 lines of code. How does this work with 3 lines of code? 3 lines of code gives you access to the platform, to the operating system, which behind it is, millions of lines of code. I mean, that's how it works. So our GitHub that's published, there's activity on there, but it's the SDKs. We've only published what we need to publish to the public, and the SDKs allow everyone to download and start using Overledger today and create multi-chain applications, and that's it. That's all clients, including enterprise, need. Everything else behind it, we have another 100 repositories that do different things, but they're all private internal repositories. We're not going to publish any of those or show any of those.
Just want to jump in there for a moment, and then please keep going in the code. But I think it's important to raise the point that when we see crypto reviews of code, in Quant's case, they will be farcical, because you're really only seeing the tip of the iceberg. If anyone tried to access your repos and your GitHub, it's just, a small amount of the entirety of what you actually can do.
Yeah, and we will not be comfortable with anyone from a crypto background looking at our code ever. So we've had some people said, oh, we need to look at the code and whatever. We've said no. We do this independently with security professionals. This is where you bring the big 5, the big 4 consultancies in. They can do reviews and whatever for clients. We do it at an enterprise level. We don't just give up our code. It's open source and everyone can look at it and decide how good or bad it is.
They decide who good or bad it is, or yeah. All right, Tim Shea and Max, don't be sorry, get yours. Yeah, I will. I'll definitely have to do that. I mean, come on, 100 free XRP. Who is not going to want to sign up for that in the future? If I truly believe that, this is going to go to, well, let's start off with 1,200 and then 10,000. We'll just start off with 1,200 times 100 of these suckers. Just math, yeah, 100. That's eventually $120,000 worth of XRP, and then from there, $1.2 million worth of XRP at 10,000 in XRP, right? So just add the decimal. All right. By the way, if you miss or want to tornado swap, there is a new one. Houdini swap tested. Lol. Yes. Ha ha ha. Magic. I think you hit unlock liquidity. You can remove it. I'm leaving mine in for now. Get to the shopper. You do good at that. Magic power. Tim. Okay, I try this. Ryan James, come with me if you want to invest. Get back to the shopper. 37 wonderful, beautiful people here tonight. My name is Larry. I now sound like this. We got the wonderful people here Hit the like button if you haven't done so already. Tim Shea, who says, hey, free XRP is a gold mine. Nice Arnold Schwarzenegger voice, bro. Nice. Give us a Larry. If we get 100 people here tonight, I'm going to put a hole through this wall, and Patches is going to come on the live stream. He's going to absolutely rug my connection because I cannot have Patches on the live stream anymore. Anyway, that's not Larry. That's Arnold. Never mind. Doesn't even make any sense. All right. My bad. Baby. Yeah. Ryan shows. Well, I am back. My internet went out for a brief bit. Sorry about that. All right. Let's see. The percentage of rewards changes dynamically every 4 hours. Rewards can't be less than 0.05%. Doesn't this mean it will eventually be able to be traded around? Burke, I keep signing up with random emails on this, and it only gives me 1 XRP. Interesting. That's not good. Oh, so we wait. Okay. Brian Nowie. It looks like you can only withdraw when you get rewards. If it's true, it's still free XRP. That's a good point. Tip of the iceberg. Yeah, it's called Go. My quant Go 160 swiftly. Baby Bubba the do run. Your crew run. Your crew run. I remember that. Yeah, my 17-year-old collects quant and Bitcoin. That's his gig. It makes sense. Huh. The notorious VINSON. Metalink. XRP is over 55 cents on fiat leaks. Nice. Thanks for that, Metalite. Quant Papa with the helicopter. Get back to the shopper. Shopper, bro. Magic power. Mentalite, thank you. Oh, man. Am I alive? Rips, no sound. Maximus is gone. Now Maximus is back. I cannot do that. I cannot. I must have the P-Hub. Still alive. I gotta stop doing this voice. You just need to hit the unlock liquidity to remove it. I'm leaving mine there for now. Hit the unlock liquidity to remove. Oh, okay. All right, let me see what else we have for our lineup. Glad to do a little bit of quant coverage. Let me get into some of this other stuff. Talk about the whole thing with Ripple. All right, we got a little bit more quant. You may be wondering, why did we say this to the end? It was kind of a funky lineup tonight. But anyway, yeah, let's get into that. So here it is. And check this out. It says tomorrow quant going live from the great Quant Papa. All right, he posted this earlier today at 2:41 my time. So basically about 6 to 7 hours ago. All right, let's talk about this real quick. So it's a better way to explore Overledger. Dear Martin, as in Martin Hargreaves. March 29th, March 20. Freaking European people, no offense. The 29th.
In the year 29th of March, in the year of our Lord 2023, you can have a new way to access Overledger. Quote Connect. With the new tools developed to make you access to the blockchain economy, simple, trusted, and future-proof, Connect with will be your one-stop shop for managing your account, registering your applications, creating smart tokens, and more. What is changing from the 29th of March in the year of our Lord 2023, the Overledger developer portal will lose some functionality, and your account will be migrated to Connect on the 29th of April under a free trial. What happens on the 29th of March, 2023, in the year of our Lord? Well, you get more info here. In any case, any chain with a single login, access enterprise-grade yet no-code solutions for asset tokenization, asset portability, smart contracts, and an API toolkit for your MDApps. All of this in-chain agnostic platform enables you to increase liquidity, maintain security, and net value flow. How? Our user-centered user portal Connect lets you seamlessly access all Overledger and account management. Now, according to Mr. Quant Popper, there's more into this research. They already upgrading some pages, bust out his Sherlock Holmes magnifying glass, Quant Network / principles, Quant Network / projects, ready for what's next. We build flexible programmability into our tokens and have embedded adaptability into our approach. But perhaps most importantly, we put being future-proof at the heart of all principles. That's why our technology is interoperable with today's networks and ready for tomorrow's. It's also why, after helping to establish the industry's ISO T3307 standard for distributed ledger technology, we continue to work closely with standards bodies worldwide, helping to shape the future. It's simple. Interoperability, ease of use, adaptability, programmability, resilience, security. On top of that, you have a greenfield site, once known merely as a technology that powers today's blockchain, is taken seriously by governments, financial institutions and corporates alike. Its benefits, security, transparency, efficiency can enhance flows in diverse as payments and capital markets and supply chains. It's no surprise that the assets of all kinds, from currencies to carbon credits, are being tokenized on blockchains, making the ownership immutable, their provenance traceable, and their use easier to manage. Last but not least, interoperability solved through Quant, through Overledger. We founded Quant to tackle the problem of interoperability between blockchains because we believe that the future of finance will be built on interconnected networks that enable you to roam anywhere where you tokenize money and assets and value. This vision will drive us to establish the ISO TC307 standard for distributed ledger technology and build Overledger, the world's first single-layer API gateway, providing legacy systems and access to all blockchain networks. But according to Frankie, who's a part of our CTN, it's probably nothing. But according to Mr. Quant Popper, the biggest smalls of crypto, the hinting is so hard. He busts out his Sherlock Holmes magnifying glass, the foundation. There's all sorts of stuff here. So let's get into it while it matters. Why does it matter? Because it's the foundation of the blockchain economy. You literally drew a bloody red arrow trying to have us put our attention there. And on top of that, our principles. Everything we do is designed to make blockchain simple, trusted, and future-proof for the bloody freaking people out there who say that we don't have the infrastructure, the right foundation. So you think you take advantage of these opportunities? You need to have a solid foundation on which to build on. That's why our products and our projects, we work all guided by three principles. We make blockchain simple, trusted, and future-proof. From the principles come the elements of Quant DNA. It's in our bloody blood. Because we have our great fearless leader, Mr. Gilbert Vurian, CEO of Quant, who created the ISO TC307 standard back and had it implemented in 2016. So with that said, today's Quant coverage is provided to you by this bloody whiskey bloke from across the pond. And if you don't like it, and if you don't know, now you know. Shout to Quant Papa. That's the news. Back to you, Larry.
Why did I just do that? I have no idea, but I did. All right. Crypto Talk Now. Yes, education and sometimes some entertainment, whether you like that or not. And with that said, there goes about 20 subscribers down the tube. No, I'm kidding. All right, let's get back into the comments for a brief bit. I don't know. I do weird things like that once in a while, but yeah. All right, let's see where we're at. All right, let's see. Max, don't be sorry. Get yours. I already read all this, so hold on a second. I need to bookmark some stuff. That's what my problems is. All right. I talked about the chopper. My connection got rugged. All right. Stevie says the big thing to take from that is when we said the big five. Okay. The big five will need quants, says Stevie. Blackwood, I could picture the elderly British man as we chat. Tim Shea, it's Tootsie. I remember that movie. That was a good movie. Dustin Hoffman. And who else? Who else is in that movie? Was it Kathleen Turner or Sybil Shepherd? Something like that. Maybe I'm not thinking of the right people either. I also know that Bill Murray was in it. Shout out to Bill Murray. Bill Murray was pretty awesome in the 80s. Anyway. All right, let's go back down. Quant Papa's got the Cartman. He's laughing at
Naffy. My pet my key. Boo.
All right.
Does going to the man. Quant put to the man. SRP to the man. ISO 2122 to the man. All right.
All right. Quant deleted the test page after I realized this tweet. Interesting. All right. Blackwood, I believe it is automatically staking now. If you hit unlock equity. Oh, yeah, that's right. You said something. Is he okay? Nope. I'm gone. I'm not okay. Blackwood, if this was a real presentation on the stage, oh God, the World Economic Forum. Can you imagine that? Can you imagine how serious those people would be? Freaking,
hello and guten Tag, Herr Schwab. Welcome to the World Economic Forum. Now to present the Quant QNT presentation of Overledger, the whiskey bloat from across the pond. Hello, you bloody people.
No, that would be really weird. That'd be strange. All right. Max is doing Tootsie. Yeah, okay. Is this 60s theater? Is amazing to read all this? I'm catching up on the comments. You also got to keep in mind, I have not been able to. I haven't been. Well, I used to be on some of you guys know this. I used to be on an improv team years ago. I used to really enjoy doing improv. It's been many years, so I guess this is my virtual improv that just came out and I wanted to do it. So, all right, yeah, there you go. So Tim Shea, Blackwood. I was going to remove it at first, so I looked up a couple times. See, Tim Shea's trying to keep it serious. Passionate about interoperability. Yeah, he was very passionate, right? This will make a good commercial. Yeah, if somehow this gets back to Gilbert Murray, guys, you know how you saw Quant Papa. If you're still here, you know how you Mason Versailles puts you on blast, right? Gave you recognition. If this is how I get recognition finally from from Gilbert Murray. Oh, that'd be horrible. It's a pleasure. It's been a pleasure. All right. Take it easy, Mel. Like, no problem. I needed to get a laugh, man. I had a bad day today. So it's the saying goes, I try to turn that frown upside down. Oh. Sorry. What was it? Blackwood said about the World Economic Forum? That made my day. That I don't know. That just struck me funny. God. Coochie boy, the crypto professor, struck again. Oh, jeez. All right. Yeah. Take care, Tim. I would leave too. I'd be like, dude, it's time for me to go. I'm out of here. Forget this. I'm a serious guy. I'm out of here. Bravo. Well, how late I am. Only a few minutes. Elbow cough. Everybody gives me crap about the elbow cough. Just like that. Back to you, Larry. Yeah, I used to do that crap all the time. Back when we used to have the Max and Larry show, I'd be like real serious. I'd be like, back to you, Larry. He's gone. He's nowhere to be found. He's like on his bidet, as you would say, Brian. Bears beats Battlestar Galactica. I remember the original Battlestar Galactica. They had what's his name? He was also the actor. What's his name? Benedict. What's his first name? But he's the same actor that played as Face Man, part of the A-Team. God, what's his name? Last name is Benedict. I forgot his first name. All right, Brian. Will need some shea butter soon. Oh, geez. Tim, send them a case. Lol. I meant Mrs. Doubtfire. Doe. I was gonna say, what the heck? It's all right, Brian. She carries it with her. Max sounds like the brain out of TH. That's the brain. You're talking about Crane. Yeah, he was the guy that was like in the stomach area, but he had his brain. And he walked around with that. Yeah. Crane was the boss of Shredder. He was the supreme boss. I always thought Ninja Turtle, 80s Ninja Turtles, that was the best. We've gone off the rails, and I'm here for it. This is the price. Oh, this is the place to go off the rails. Jeez. The Papa memes are coming. Hey, there's somebody from Twitch. Jeez. We just like that. Probably lost them. Welcome to Sanatomo Minamoto. Welcome. Thank you for being here. Always nice to see some people from Twitch. Doesn't happen much, but thank you. Dirk Benedict. That's correct. You're right. Dirk Benedict. Crane. Yep. Dirk Benedict is who you're thinking of. Yep, it is. It is. All right, let me see. So we talked about all this other stuff. I don't know. Probably wasn't the best show, but it was decent. Relio did all that. So I'm going to close out all this stuff. So we'll take a brief moment to pause for station identification. If you haven't done so already, go on over to Crypto Talk Now site, which is ctnnetwork.net. It's free. Doesn't cost you anything. When you come over here, you can do all sorts of things. We have crypto news, members, and so on. Let's say that you want to do the DGen talk. You click on members, all right? And then, for instance, let's say you're like, you know what, Kev Cleveland, I love how you have Trump doing the typical Trump duck face. And I'm going to message you. And I'll be like, yo, Kev, thanks for signing up. You can share or shill any crypto in the forum section. You can. And that's what's at. So check it out. On top of that, we have the creators section. You can follow, obviously, us, who I assume that you're following us. But if you click on creators, you'll see somebody like 2Bit that we featured earlier. Shaka, who joins us here once in a while. There's Daniel Gayton, obviously us. Here's Shauna Crypto Smith, who will be back with us tomorrow. There's Wadi Crypto Hunter. But let's talk about, for instance, Top Shelf Crypto. So here is Mr. Edward Vinson's channel. So you can go over here and click on channel for Top Shelf Crypto. It'll take you to his particular YouTube. Let's help him get up to like 100 subscribers. That'd be pretty cool. And he has a premiere, how to prepare for a financial collapse, tips and tricks. It's going to premiere on April Fool's Day. Wow, at 8 a.m. Mountain Time. Very cool stuff. He has live charts sometimes. But yeah, check him out. You can follow him at Top Shelf Crypto. And if anything, they have a Discord, and you can, talk to him and Mr. Badir and Mike Cornwell and a few other people. Very cool stuff. All right. Let's jump back into the comments. I think we're going to get close to wrapping up the show here in a bit. Hold on a second. Great show. Thank you very much. It was fun and free XRP. Well, we talked about KS and did a quant commercial. I like it. And free XRP, apparently, yes. Did you miss the talk about elk? I wanted to talk about elk, but I didn't see anything brand new for today. So hopefully tomorrow will be some new things, but we still tag that community. But I did look earlier and didn't see anything in that regard. So read the bio. Okay, I can read the bio. Hold on a second. So let me just jump back to that. All right. So here once again is Top Shelf Crypto. And on the about page is a bio. All right, let's see what it says. Hold on a second. Did I just have it? All right, yeah, I did. Attention all OnlyFans. Wow, that didn't come out right. Attention all Top Shelf Crypto fans. Wow. All right. Anyway, big news. Sorry about that. Our YouTube channel is no longer being updated with new content. Ooh. All right. All our activity has been moved to Rumble. Okay. You can go to youtube.com/topshelfcrypto. Join us on Rumble, 24/7 live charts and insightful conversations about all things crypto. A Rumble channel is the place to be if you want to stay up to date on the latest crypto news and trends and interact with other crypto enthusiasts to the moon. On our Rumble, you can expect to find informative videos about various cryptocurrencies, in-depth market analysis, and live streams featuring some of the most respected figures in the crypto world. We are excited about this move to Rumble and believe that it will allow us to better serve our viewers and provide even more value to our community. Don't forget to subscribe to our Rumble channel to stay up to date on our latest content. We can't wait to see you there. All right. Well, if anything, if you want, I could change the link on the video or the what do you call it? The creator section. So when they click on it, it doesn't take them to YouTube. It takes them to Rumble. If you want, just let me know and I can get that set up for you. But that's pretty cool stuff. Let's go to his Rumble real quick. Here is Mr. Edward Vinson's Rumble. Actually, that's not it. What is going on here? Yeah, see that is not it. So Rumble. All right, let me look you up on a Rumble. Pull it up. Why does it come out for Rumble? Top Shelf Crypto. It's not coming up. Maybe all one word. Hold on. There it is. Yeah, all. Yeah, why is that? That Rumble is all one word. All right, so on Rumble, all one word. You type in Top Shelf Crypto. They're up to 84. They need 16 more to get to the big 100. Come over there. I'm not signed up on. Yeah, I know. I gotta get signed. Well, actually, yeah, I am. I just got signed in. Yeah, I'm trying to give you a follow. 2 days ago, market alert. Buy the news. Beware XRP case almost over. Okay, cool. So follow Mr. Edward Vincent from Top Shelf Crypto, and you'll be glad you did. Cool stuff. Or some kids say, cool beans. I never said that, but anyway. All right. Let me kick it back into the comments, and then we're going to wrap up the show here in a bit. During this whole show, KS went up 10%. Really, we don't have enough. We don't have that kind of power. That's a coincidence. Thank you, Max. You're very welcome, Mr. Edward Vincent on Top Shelf Crypto. Quant Papa says at Heath over Leggy over Ridger. Blackwood. It's okay, Max. We all have side gigs. Lol. Well, it used to be. Here's the thing. Little known fact. It used to be a paid gig. Yeah. Some people say don't quit your day job. You know that joke. It used to be a paid gig. That was back in 2007. Long time ago. Max, you were a badass for that. Yeah, no problem, man. I mean, you're very welcome. All right. And for a bunch of other stuff too, but that was above and beyond. Thank y'all. Yeah, man, you're welcome. No problem. Edward, just glad to see an old friend back in the comments. That's basically it. You know what I mean? You're a good guy overall, and you're a pretty down to earth person, and that's my thing. I kind of miss some of you guys, and if that's all it took to, I don't know, man, kind of get you come back, then glad to do it, man. I'll keep doing it. So no problem, man. Boom. I was referring to your OnlyFans. Oh, I was just joking. Oh, it's all right. What am I gonna do? Get all mad about stuff? No, life is too short. But guys, I promise tomorrow will be a lot better show. Tune back tomorrow for 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific for Utility Talk Now with Sean the Crypto Smith. We'll try to find something juicy for tomorrow. I could promise you that much. And with that also said, you will have to check out this QNT Maxi. Okay. I've been watching this whole time. It's good. And thanks. Yeah, you're very welcome. Well, 3 hours and 25 minutes. Wow. All right. So Stevie says, Max, you always make my night shift easy. You're welcome, Stevie. Glad to make whoever's night shift easy. But yes, tomorrow is going to be a good show. And Sean and I will do our best to find something juicy, as the saying goes. I'm sure I'll get some tweets or maybe a text from Edward Vincent. You're welcome to as well, Edward. But from this guy, Mr. Michael Cornwell, I'm gonna read this. I left the room and the show went off. I thought it ended. No, what happened is my connection got messed up. It's been happening every once in a while. I had checked everything. It's just this local area. Sometimes they work on stuff at these times instead of like they used to just have it set up at much it was like either at 1 a.m. or 2 a.m. On either a Monday or a Tuesday night they would do it, but I guess they switched the times to like while I'm streaming, which sucks. But it is what it is. So without further ado, I'm just going to show you guys one last thing, and it is from our site. I want to show this just a second. Where are we at on this? Here we go. Let me pull this up. So I just want to show you the content that we put out today. If you haven't seen it already. All right. Here we go. So if you go to Crypto Talk Now, you do it through our site. And if you click on videos, 2 videos came out today. 2 also yesterday. So yesterday was a deep dive in regards to H&T. Is it an overlooked distressed asset? Possibly, right? I feel as though that we recently saw bottom. It's a little bit higher than bottom, but that's good. Yesterday's coverage, the Jasmine Care Project. How about this YXLM? Well, why not? A little breakdown in regards to that. And the Jasmine, the Applix partnership, you might want to look more into that. It's kind of like a little bit of a deep dive in regards to that particular partnership. That one's off to a good start. And just for Michael Cornwell in closing, because he's the one that originally mentioned this. I want to play this. And this is for you, Michael. I meant to save it as a video. I'll just pull it up. But yes, this intro is inspired by Mr. Michael Cornwell. To me personally, in the future, we see this for Stellar worldwide. Here we go. How about that? One more time. He said it a long time ago. At some point, you're going to use your debit card and you're going to swipe it, not even know it's tied into crypto. Well, in this case, it says Stellar Lumens, right? But the person holding it, they might not know what Stellar Lumens is, but they just swiped it and they got approved like nothing, right? That's the point. And of course, I put some of those graphics on the card. But anyway, I thought it was a cool intro. I got some good compliments about that. So it is what it is. And let me just do one last thing. This is kind of like CTN After Dark, if you will. I'm going to show you guys this one last thing because somebody asked me, I think it was Frankie, says something like, man, you should do more intros, or you should do commercials, or you should do a music video. And I was like, well, I already have done a music video. I'm not going to share my music video right now, but here is a particular, excuse me. Gosh, dang it. Sometimes I kind of have a hard time with that. Here is a commercial I did, and this aired locally here in Phoenix. for my buddy's roofing company, who I'm still technically an employee, I guess you could say, on paper. And let me share this. This comes from Facebook, which, by the way, I'm not really on Facebook hardly at all. So I'm just throwing that out there. But here's a commercial. I'm going to throw this out there. And this is for his roofing company. So yes, I do commercials part-time every once in a while. Here we go. All right. So yeah, been doing this whole thing for a while with taking what you've seen like in intros and stuff like that. But yeah, I do commercials once in a while too, and it's not bad money. So anyway, I'm gonna read the last few comments and really gonna wrap it up. I promise. Yeah, I read all that. Crypto Puppet. Yeah, not tonight, Mike. I'm actually gonna wrap it up here finally. Sorry, buddy. I'll get into that maybe tomorrow. Well, I don't know. We'll see. Let's see. Crypto Puppet, keep smashing the flood, Max. Here to smash that like. Everyone. Yeah, thank you for that. Max, the Visa card. It has your logo on it. Yeah, why not? Maximus Visa. Sheesh. XLM XDC. Will do good. Yep. Max just explained blockchain technology in that exact scenario, except at PF chains. Nice. All right, yo, wrapping nothing up. Bahaha. All right. Yeah, I know. Let me see. McDizzle does get kind of some priority. I have an announcement from Tokenizer. He will be a special guest next Tuesday. But he's going to confirm it with me. So yeah, that'll be pretty cool. Have Tokenizer as a special guest next Tuesday. McDizzle has some tags. Let's see it real quick. All right, this is only because I have a lot of love and admiration and respect for Mr. Crypto McDizzle. Otherwise, I would just end the show right now. Let's jump into that. Where are we at? All right, here's McDizzle for Elk Finance. Oh, geez. Okay, we're going to do the Elk Finance news you've been looking for, Lionel Richie. Here we go. He wants to show it. What is Elk Finance? There's all the information. Elk is used for value transfer across change, payment of exchange fees, governance votes to determine how network resources are allocated, how many Elk tokens are in the circulation. Not many. All right. And that's a nice looking chart, as you guys can see. Look at all the pairings, literally with everything. Like it's got full interoperability with multiple, pairings basically from multiple exchanges. But it's just the key thing is the pairings. Like you're not going to run into any problems at all. I'm going to fast forward this particular part. Where is it? There it goes. The supply is only 42,424,000. So it's like literally almost half of the supply of Rio. And Rio is already, like, come on. So I'm glad he pointed that out. Let me see if he has any more. I'm going to go ahead and retweet that. I guess that's it. Oh, that's cool that so many people are sharing this. Digital G. I might go ahead and follow that guy just because he shared some more stuff. And he deserves. This guy's cool. Digital G. I don't even know if you're here tonight, but you're a true G. Oh, the space chick came out with a video finally. That's cool. Very cool. I'll have to check that out. I'll give a retweet on that one for her. Nice lady. Uh-oh, what happened here? I don't don't know about that. I'll have to check that out later. All right. I am finally going to end the show. Unless there's another tag. That's it. All right. Been a great show, guys. Thank you so much. As well as you, Coochie Boy, and everybody else. Appreciate you guys. We'll see you back here tomorrow for Utility Talk Now at 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific. And with that said, I'm going to take myself off and we're going to play the outro. Have a great night, everyone. Know what you have, know what you hold, and why you hold it, and the research you've done. We'll see you tomorrow. Over and out. If I can figure out how to pull myself off here. All right, here we go.
Singing this song, I see I was wrong.